Hallo. Perfect timing. Hallo, hallo, hallo. Hey, yo. How you all doing? I just had to remember that we are streaming in English today. Noxus, thank you for gifting a sub to Manu. And Manu, welcome to the radish field. And Susa, thank you for resubbing again. 5 months. Thank you very much. Yeah, sorry. I forgot. I almost forgot that we're streaming in English today because the randomizer ended. Kirito, thank you for your sub. Resub 4 months. You are Manu. You are Manuel. You are El Manuele. Yes, I almost forgot we're streaming in English today because why am I so low res? Where is my Varodor? There it is. Why are you so small? You have no business being small. BHD. Like this. It's still golden. Indeed. Your radish is pretty and golden. Yeah, I almost forgot that we're streaming in English today. Because of course we do not have a randomizer currently. Because I didn't want to start a new one this week yet. I wanted to have a little reaction stream, and because I'm only streaming 2 times this week, that means wait, I'm working on the stream announcement on Twitch in parallel. Give me a second. And because I'm only streaming 2 times this week because my mom's visiting. Starting Wednesday. So no time for streams, and no, she does not want to be on stream. I think I was already thinking about how she would how I would include her, and like would I give her like a simple VTuber model or something, maybe something that can be easily adjustable or something. And how would I do the mic setting up and everything? Make her stream Elements Destiny. She is probably going to check on the progress of Elements Destiny, and Chris will show her stuff. Would be very funny to see her play because she is a non-player. She doesn't play video games that much. So yeah, but she's very interested. So, but wait a second, I need to still tweet that we are live. A little bit of chatting and some reactions to a channel you guys recommended to me. There will be the day that I mistype my own channel name, but it is not today. Ulf oder Dröv. Zombie Toast, thank you also for the resub. Thank you so much. 11 months on the radish field. Thank you. Yeah, I'm hydrating with my new glass bubble tea cups and everything. First of all, hydration. I was annoyed by my plastic ones because they start tasting like plastic, which is disgusting. So I got glass ones, and I liked them a lot. Did you get home okay on Saturday? Yes. Kai was driving me safe and sound. We were browsing through MediaMarkt. And I will do a quick nya for Musica. I don't know. Praise Kai. Yeah, Kai is a good driver. I was at one point I was driving, like not yesterday, but almost a year or 2 ago. We were driving on the highway here in Germany to get lunch at an all-you-can-eat Italian restaurant. And I believe it was even longer ago. No, I believe it was when we were driving to Phantasialand. And he was driving 200 kilometers per hour, or I believe 220 or something on the left lane. And I was like, oh! He was going so fast. But I was enjoying it because I was like, Kai, can you go fast? And he was like, yes, I can. That was, I'm not sure if it was 220, but it was 200, I think. 200. I think it was 200. And yeah, boy, he got a pretty sporty car back then, and he was driving quite fast, and I enjoyed it a lot. The back of the car wasn't too sure about it. Ow! Minty! Thank you! Kilometers per hour, not miles per hour. Kilometers per hour. Minty, thank you for gifting a sub to Kurumi. Kurumi, welcome to the Radish Field. Thank you so much. Wait, what? Your boyfriend left you? What? While I was sitting in my... Like, left you as in he broke up with you? If so, I'm sorry. Yeah, I believe the feeling is totally different when you sit in the front seat compared when you sit in the back seat. I see that. Front seat was fine. I'm somebody that has to sit front seat or I'll have to throw up. Hi, Cozy Snorlax. How you doing? I'm doing fine. I hope you're doing too. Yeah, I always feel like a little baby when I ask people when we're going by car and I ask, can I sit in front? I mean, most of the time I have the front seat pass anyway because I'm 6 feet tall. But I also prefer it because I get sick really fast. He moved and got major depressions and it weighs him down not to be the boyfriend I deserve in his mind. First of all, I'm very sorry to hear that. Secondly, man, I wish from what I read, I wished he would have talked this out with you or would have tried to. It would be maybe have been better if he would have found a way with you, or like communicated more with you, and also maybe if he would have done so or talk with you in person, but unlucky. I mean, if he got major depressions, of course his all of his brain and his emotions, of course, are not comparable to how things are supposed to be done. But I'm very sorry for him and especially for you. Hope you can find comfort in today's stream. We are all here for you. We're all here for you. We are there. Thank you for joining. Wait, I will redeem a pet myself, some pets, and we will hand them over to you. These ones. They are for you. Hi, hi, question. What can I do for you, tiny man? Ja, bitte. Mit lecker Sachen, die du heute gekauft hast. Thank you. Yeah, Manu, that's true. He could very well ruin Eurovision for you, and yeah, it's better. I mean, yeah, I can imagine that it stings. I can definitely see that. Oh, I'm so sorry for you, man. Where can we spend channel points to pet Dre? All pets. These pets on my head, I will directly transfer them over to Manu. All the pats. Feel patted very much. And also, hello, dark side. That's a bonk, not a pat. I will not transfer that one. Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh. No. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a pat. We appreciate the pat. And there is another one. And another one. All the pats. Ow. Mean. Feeling like such a pygmy. That's okay. That's okay. It would have been weird if I didn't know you and you were just coming to my stream trauma dumping. No, but since I know you, it's okay. It's okay. Sorry for that you have a hard time. They won't stop coming and they won't stop coming and they won't stop coming. It's okay, Manu. I think I forgot to read a thing or two. I need to stretch. Oh, that was a that was a crunchy one. Oh, my rib cage is cracking. Ugh. I have a really stiff neck currently, and I'm getting a lot of headaches from it. My head is hurting like all the time. I think it's also because of stress at work and stuff. But hey, my workplace gifted me an additional day off this year for the hard work that I put in, which is quite nice. I can take that day in May. Let's see what I do. You guys know me. I will probably spend that day on Element's Destiny. Yeah, but anyway. No, it's okay, it's okay. Of course, there's a lot of hard work and I worked pretty hard and still am, but you workaholic, you. I mean, true. And I deserve this bonk, I definitely do. That being said, let me cave into my caffeine addiction and drink some coffee. Haha. Your workplace is planning a 4-day staff outing for next year. I would also like take me to a nice resort for 1 week or something. Yeah, workplace more generous than several others. I'm managing my overtime quite well. Since the insane overtime stopped and the regular hours returned, I've been taking it a bit slower in general to sort of bounce back from all the overtime. And it's working quite okay. Still having a little bit of headache every day. There comes my dinner delivery. Hello, Christian.
I'm not going.
Christian allowed me to drink Coke and play Fortnite. Yippee! Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Some Cuban coffee. That sounds great. Oh, coffee can be so delicious. I'm very glad actually that they start having oat milk at more and more places. We had our VTuber coffee and cake meetup, which was more a sushi place and then coffee and cake, or whatever the frick you want from the food area in the mall date meetup with other VTubers. And first of all, their cheesecake was heckin' delicious. And secondly, they didn't have any plant-based milk on their menu. But when I asked, they had some. And I was like, I was so happy. Because I prefer oat milk. And I'm always a bit sad when they don't write it on the menu. But that also means most of the time if they don't write it on the menu, they don't charge additionally for it, which is also nice. Because I'm having a hard time understanding why I have to pay like 50 cents or something or 60 extra for my drink if I want plant-based milk, when there are nowadays like cheap oat milks available that are not that much more expensive than regular milk. I don't know. Being vegan is expensive. Yeah, when it comes to general being vegan, definitely. Definitely. Yeah. More expensive milk. But yeah, I enjoyed the meetup a lot. Here, I can share some pictures if you want. Let me bring them up. I don't have many pictures. Because of course I'm not taking pictures of the others. But these are like 2 I can share. Where's my screen? Wait, no, I need to like this and then like this. Look! My food. Things I take pictures of. My food and my cats. And that's about it. That was so delicious. And that's salmon. It was pretty cheap actually as well. For a rice bowl with like it had oh, you can't see my mouse anymore. Oh wait, I can make it so that you can see my mouse though. Wait. You're supposed to record my mouse. Why are you not recording my mouse? Do it. Record it. You don't. Anyway. This is cucumber, avocado, seaweed salad, mango slices, or like pieces of mango, salmon, like raw salmon, that's a sort of sweet sesame sauce, and then some sushi rice below, which is, I believe, also seasoned or has been seasoned a little bit. That was super delicious. And it was also, I mean, chopsticks for scale. It was also quite a big bowl. And I just now realized that it absolutely matches my aesthetic. You have like the green of my hair, the yellow of my skin, and the orange of my eyes. Well, if this isn't the designated dish for me, then I don't know what is. But it was super, super delicious and actually quite filling. And afterwards I had like cake and coffee, but I totally forgot to take a picture of that. But yeah, then we took a picture of another group picture, which I love, that VTubers take group pictures like this. Like with their profile pictures and everything. And most of these guys are like smaller VTubers. I believe Mimi is like a Twitch partner, and I'm not sure about her boyfriend. But we are all smaller VTubers on these meetups. But yeah, it's always such a good mood, and people bring snacks and also gifts for me. I haven't taken a picture of it, but I got gifted a sitting Charmander plush, which was very, very, very nice. And yeah, these meetups happen in Düsseldorf currently, but we plan on maybe having a meeting at another spot. And I would also be fine with people like hosting these events or like these meetups. It's not really an event, it's a meetup. Maybe in other places, like Munich or Berlin or whatever, or like Hamburg or something. That would be great. But of course, then I couldn't really be there. Maybe if I would visit my parents in Bavaria, then I can host. A meetup. Should I visit my parents at that time in Munich? That would be great, because I've heard that some VTubers are some VTubers are living in Munich and are basically waiting for a meetup to happen. And either they manage, or either I'll allow, quote unquote, because of course I allow, them to host a meeting on their own, or maybe I will host one. I'm not that often in like Berlin or something. But I could imagine like doing a one-night stay in Berlin if I host a meeting there. But I don't know. Yeah, Berlin is quite cool. Berlin is very diverse and pretty big, and there is a lot to see. It is culturally very interesting. Also regarding, of course, the historical component. Berlin is super interesting. I wouldn't really like to live there. I mean, I've lived in Berlin for almost a year, and it was okay. But for living there for a longer time, the city is not really my vibe. I really appreciate Düsseldorf, actually. Düsseldorf is such a great city. If you appreciate like Japanese or Asian cuisine, I definitely recommend Düsseldorf because of our the Japanese street, the little Tokyo that we are having, where you can get so much authentic food. I mean, in Berlin you can also get the authentic food because Berlin is so big and so multicultural that you can also get it there, of course, because you can get everything in Berlin, and that's also somewhat the problem. People that live in Berlin and love Berlin, they love it so much that they do not want to leave. If you try to invite somebody from Berlin who is loyal to Berlin over to visit you in Düsseldorf, they will be like, yeah, but do I have to go? At least that's my experience. But yeah, that was so delicious. So delicious. And I believe this was under 10 bucks, by the way. It was less than 10 euros, which is quite cool. My train enters the no network era. So basically 70% of the entire train network. Just kidding. But let me switch back to the chatting scene. We will start with the reactions at some point, of course, but at first I want to chat a little bit more. You're not wrong. Yeah. Yeah, Manu, it's simple. I mean, I'm not sure if you're still with us here, but it's simple. Get a VTuber and you can join. Xenia, I always forget the federal state or like the general area where you're coming from. I always know that you are traveling to Düsseldorf from quite far away, but I tend to forget where you're from. East Germany, I believe, but I forget where exactly. Brandenburg. Oh man, that's so far away. I can't believe you always travel that far just for our little meetup. PNG tuber is also allowed, yeah. Yeah. From my perspective, PNG tuber doesn't change. Like you are still a VTuber that way. I mean, I started out as a PNG tuber. Düsseldorf sounds cool because it ends in Dorf, like Ganondorf. That's so cool. That's so cool. Yeah, true. It's called like that because Dorf in Germany is like village, like small town village. And the river, like we have the giant ass river Rhine and the small teeny tiny river, the Düssel. And the Düssel, it was a village next to the Düssel. That's why it's called Düsseldorf. Not sure why they straight up ignored the Rhine, the bigger river that's not too far away and that made Düsseldorf rich, but I don't have any questions. Yeah, maybe Ganon means Ganondorf. Why is he even called? Let me Google that. Ganon. can I just Google, why is Ganondorf called Ganondorf? The name Ganondorf refers to his human form, while the name Ganon is both a nickname and the name given to him when he transforms. Who is Ganondorf's wife? I don't think Naboru is Ganondorf's wife, or is she? Whatever. But why Ganondorf? Probably because Japanese people like the German language. Or like, because yeah, village means dwarf, and they want to say that he's Ganon from this village. I don't know. Not by free will. Definitely not. I got delivered some dinner. I will do a little crunchy. I won't probably... Let me just crunch a little bit. Cause I'm hungry. Anka. Ganon's son. Yes. Crispy ASMR. Ah! Xenoblade music. I love it. Is there even... There isn't... like, you have Guten Appetit in German. You have Itadakimasu in Japanese. But in English it would just be enjoy your meal. Or enjoy or something. I believe there isn't really a dedicated word for it. For this meaning. Or like in French you have bon appetit. But in English there isn't really a dedicated word for this. It's just enjoy your food, I think. Bone apple teeth. Nice. Hi, Shora. Hi. Okay, I can't eat too much of this because I can't talk. Or like, if I maybe do teeny tiny bites, then I can continue talking without you hearing that I'm eating. Or something. No, it won't work. I think I will finish this later. But this Brötchen is very delicious. Today I cooked some unholy carbonara again. With like pasta and like tortellini pasta. I'm not sure, how is tortellini called in English? Like these filled noodles? Almost ravioli, but it's not ravioli. Tortellini. Tadeo's tagliatelle. No, not unholy carbonara, meaning that I put heavy cream in the sauce. Sorry. It just gives me more sauce. It tasted very different this time though than I usually do it. Not sure why. Oh, it's the same word. Okay. The best carbonara that I do is, of course, just the yellow from the egg and some Parmesan cheese and no whipped cream. But when I do, or like heavy cream, but when I do the quick and dirty one with lots of sauce, I just put in whipped cream. Or like heavy cream. I know that there is at least one Italian person that is getting a hiccup just from me saying this. But what is traditional carbonara sauce recipe? I think it's only egg, black pepper, and Parmesan, right? Ingredients: pancetta, garlic. Oh, I forgot the garlic today. With the... Oh god, shut the hell up. I forgot the garlic. Garlic always makes thick bacon so much better. 2 egg yolks. Ah, it's 2 egg yolks, 2 full eggs. Wait, this recipe says thickened cream. That can't be right. Authentic. Traditional spaghetti carbonara. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, only eggs, bacon, and cheese. No whipped cream. No need for oil, yada yada yada. Ah, I see. I think it tasted different today because I put in 4 whole eggs. And in this recipe you also do like 4 eggs, but I believe 2 full eggs and 2 eggs without the whites or something. We need a Rübe cooking book with quick and dirty carbonara. I was also always thinking about if I want to do a cooking stream, like cooking for lazy people or like cooking instructions for people who cannot cook. Because I would like to share my knowledge of cooking quickly but also nicely for yourself. And cooking if you have no idea what to do in the kitchen, which would focus a lot on like very easy recipes that don't have many ingredients or something. Yeah, my cookbook would probably be called Quick and Dirty. No, if you really want low maintenance recipes, just look for one pot. Why are you Googling when I am here? I don't know. Because I wanted to see pictures of spaghetti carbonara, let's be real. I just wanted to look at the pretty pictures. Honestly, if you're looking for, or if you take recipes from food blogs, I love the pictures that they take. If I would be more into photography, I mean, I would focus so hard on food photography because this is literally the only 2 things that I'm taking pictures of. Food and my cats. I'm not even taking that many selfies. Also a reason why I'm a VTuber, I just wouldn't survive the proper influencer life because I just can't stand the thought of having to take pictures of myself all the time because I think that's a little bit awkward. I don't know. I'm more comfortable with... I'm not even sure why I take pictures of my food. I tend to not do it all the time and I tend to not annoy the people that I'm around. I tend to not be like, wait, you can't start your food, I need to take pictures of it. But it's just my way of appreciating the delicious food that is that I have that day, or like being able to look back at the day and be like, oh yeah, that's what I ate, it was so great. And yeah. I never post the pictures of my food or like share them or something. I almost never do. It's just kind of for myself. It feels like an additional way of appreciating the food and of saving the food in my brain, in my extended brain. That is my phone hard drive, like my cloud space. Yeah. That's why I love taking pictures of food. Let me just, while you can't look at it. Oh no, I just got I mean, I love the function of Google Photos that it recommends you pictures, like what happened 6 years ago or something. It recommended me a picture of Molly. And confused it for Shania, but I don't care. Aw, Molly. Cutie. And yeah, what do I take pictures of? Food. A cat, food. food, mountains, an invoice because I needed it, lots of pictures from work, another one of food, my cat, more cats, more cats. I'm just scrolling. Pictures of stuff that I wanted to sell online. Food, cats, decoration, more cats. The piece of broccoli with bugs on it that I got at Lidl. Ew. More food. Oh, these pancakes were so great. More cats, food, food. My open PC that I fixed. My self-cooked ramen, more cats. More cats. Dogs for exchange. The rose that Bounty destroyed that I gifted Chris for our anniversary. More food. More cats. My black wedding dress. I see. Ice cream. More oh, this was such a great menu. Oh, I have to show you guys. Wait, let me turn this around. I need to jump to the screen again. Look at this. That was so great. It was a limited time menu, so it's no longer available. But it was sushi rice with eel on top. Soba noodles in soup. I believe it was the warm option, but I think I would have preferred the cold option. I was just feeling the need for comfy food that day. And then fried shrimp and vegetables and stuff. And some ginger, and that's just for the... And some oolong tea. I'm pointing at things with my mouse, but you can't see. Because you can't see my mouse, because OBS won't let me show you my mouse. But on the top right, you can also see some cold oolong tea, which I like a lot. Even though it tastes like sewage water sometimes, but delicious sewage water. I don't know, I kind of like the taste of cold tea. Cold, unsweetened tea. Vegetable who? Hey, I eat vegetables sometimes. Not a lot. I mean, I cook with vegetables. I want to show you more food pictures, but I can't leak neither my wedding dress nor private information, so I need to hide. Oh yeah, this I want to show. This is a soup place in Düsseldorf where you can create your own soup. I don't know, I wanted to react to CinemaTherapy. We are going to do this, but now we are reacting to my food pictures that I'm taking. This is a place where you can create your own soup. You can pick the different ingredients from basically a ginormous fridge where the ingredients are stored, and then you can put them into a plastic bowl where you collect them, and then you can pick your choice of noodle, and then you can pick your soup, like your soup base, and then they cook it for you. And the price is calculated based on the weight of your base ingredients, so to say. And because I always pick way too much stuff, I tend to pay 20 bucks for one ginormous bowl of soup. And the first time I could finish it, the second time I had to take like half of it home because I was so full. But then I had a dish next day as well, and it literally was another full serving of soup. Like I was stuffed day 1, I was stuffed day 2. But because I always like to try everything from the fridge, because everything is so delicious. I like it so much. Very delicious. Here you have Happy Chris next to his soup. But I also I can also eat girl dinner. What do I mean with girl dinner? That's girl dinner. That's the girliest girl dinner that I ever had. Ice cream with like frozen strawberries because they weren't in season at that time. And I just splashed the strawberry sauce from thawing the frozen strawberries on top. I believe it was Sachertorten ice cream. Where's the whipped cream? I didn't have one, but I had a big cup of coffee with me, of iced coffee. Big glass, not cup. But yeah, that was a very craving heavy dinner that I once had. But it served its purpose. It was very delicious. What else? I want to show you... yeah. Let's talk about the ramen that I made. And just a normal Chris reaction to the food that I'm cooking. That's the ramen I made. I bought an instant pack of tonkatsu ramen. Like, I didn't take 8 hours to cook the soup stock. I definitely didn't. But I took some instant ramen base for tonkatsu ramen, and their noodles were actually quite good. The meat could have been thinner. I bought some pre-made thinly sliced meat, but not from the Asian supermarket, but from the German supermarket, and it did work. I tried to cook it for quite some time in like soy sauce and spring onion and garlic and everything. It was okay, but of course not comparable to when you make actually like chashu at home. And the eggs were so great. Again, I took soy sauce, mirin, I believe, garlic, spring onion and everything. And I boiled some eggs until they were like not super hard. Like they had that waxy soft core. And then I peeled them and put them into this marinade overnight. And this is how they turned out. They were so freaking delicious. And then there is also like pak choy, and I believe this is baby broccoli, which tastes super great in a bowl like this, and some spring onion, and I believe there is some shiitake mushrooms in between the eggs. And again, super comfy food, so delicious. Great. Just very, 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 very great. I believe I have shown this one before, but I wanted to show this. This doesn't look quite eventful, and I didn't make this myself. But I was at a small shop of Sicilian kitchen, like South Italian kitchen, with my mom, and this is a pinza. I'm not sure if it's called that way in English as well, but it's not really a pizza. It's like a longer and flatter sort of pizza called pinza, and it has salsiccia, like the pretty seasoned Italian sausage on top, which is the red dots, and the black dots are truffle sauce. Because sometimes I'm bougie and I like truffle a lot, or like specifically this Italian truffle sauce. It was so good. And the tomato sauce was so nice and seasoned, and the cheese was so soft and creamy. Oh, it was so great. Sorry if I'm making you guys hungry. I'm sorry. I just kind of felt like talking about food today. And this is what happens if I ask my mom if she can make pasta with bolognese sauce. Just a teeny tiny bowl. Like, this bowl is like a salad bowl or something, and she made this for 3 people. Yeah, we had the parmesan next, like on the left here, and then we put it on top. But the bolognese sauce that my mom makes is so delicious, which is why I wish for it whenever I visit her. I just have to. Oh yeah, and then I went to a nice... My sister asked me to go to a new Japanese place that they have with them. First of all, we had some drinks, and also, again, the colors here, they look super artificial, but they were so delicious. Could you ask if I could visit your mom? I'm asking my mom if she wants to join the next meetup. Haha. Yeah, Japanese place with the IKEA glasses. And then we had some nice takoyaki, which were very good. And then I had this, I need to turn it around, this bowl of ramen. And I ordered it because it was like a more seafood-based ramen, and we don't have those that often here in Düsseldorf. And I liked it, but I like corn in general, like buttery grilled corn with some with like grilled stuff, or for a barbecue. Oh, sign me the hell up. But with ramen, I'm not too sure about it. I mean, I love cup noodle. Final Fantasy 15 especially made me love cup noodle. And cup noodles have some corn in them. But also that means as soon as a bowl of ramen has corn in it, it sort of reminds me of cup noodle. But nevertheless, this was still pretty good. Especially the shrimps were great. They were just stunning. They were meaty. They were delicious. I had to peel them. That's also why I have this plate on the left here. And they had some mussels in there and the egg and everything. That's it. I've come up with a new recipe. Man, I got what is the word? Let me Google the word. What is it called? Oh yeah, I got a cooking apron with Ignis on it and the line. That's it. I've come up with a new recipe. Oh yeah, I also love corn. Sometimes I make like an unholy. Most of my recipes or most of my dishes are very unholy. But sometimes I make a pretty unholy. Maybe I have a picture of it. Let me see. What if I just look for the word? Did I take a picture of it? No, I just took a picture of corn in a pan once. And this is a picture of tacos. Never took a picture of it. Sad. Let me get back to the ramen pic. I like to make some sort of grilled stuff and then self-made garlic ciabatta or baguette, like a big loaf of garlic bread. And then some oven-baked potatoes and some grilled corn, or like grilled and buttered corn. And that's such an unholy barbecue plate. And I devour it so quickly because it's so delicious. Taking a can of corn and just straight up eating out of it is such a mood. Like buttered corn is so delicious. Oh yeah, and I have to show this. This is not food, but I just want to introduce him to you. This is Bobby. Bobby is living in a cat cafe. Sorry that I have to hide the picture all the time, but I don't want to leak my sister or anybody. And they are residents of a cat cafe near my in a town near where my sister lives. And this is Bobby, and I forgot his name. The other cat is called Shiva, but I forgot the other cat's name. And they were very, very cute. And I love the concept of cat cafes. Look at them. Look at them being cute. Look at them. He was so pissed that Bobby was taking up the bowl. He came from his sleeping spot in the back and was pretty pissed that Bobby took up his bowl. And at this place they have like vegan tiramisu, which looked so great and which is also very delicious. And they had this thing, which is so cute. It's basically somewhat an interpretation on Snickers, I believe. There is like peanut butter, cream, and ice inside and everything. It's a popsicle, yes, and they have. Oh, now you can see my mouse. Okay, and they have like a little paw print made of cocoa powder on the plate and everything, and the sauce on top of the tiramisu and everything. And they have also their matcha latte is so delicious. And I just love the concept of cat cafes. I mean, you can just have coffee and cake and food. They also serve like lunch food and stuff, while just looking at cats and little pawsies and everything. That's just so nice. All right, what else can I share? We were at a pretty nice steak plate, but it's so meaty that I'm not too sure if I want to share. Also because I want to be respectful to my sponsor. But I can share this. Normally you just have one layer of cotton candy. But since my sister couldn't finish hers, I had to. And the cotton candy tastes like brown sugar cotton candy. Like, it tastes a little bit caramelized, which I think is extremely delicious. And yeah, this is what was underneath. Already a little bit melted, but because I took some time eating through all the cotton candy, so it melted. This was a forest berry cheesecake on top of a brownie with whipped cream, vanilla ice cream, and more whipped cream and chocolate sauce and everything. And I kinda wanna share the meat, but viewer discretion advised. If you have a problem with seeing raw meat, look away for a second. I just want to show how they present their cuts of the day. Okay, close your eyes if you can't see raw meat. 3, 2, 1, go. This is how they bring the meat to your table. And then the owner of the shop talks about the cuts of the day and what where they are from and everything, and their quality and how much they are, of course. I believe here in front, and you can't see my mouse right now, here in front there was the regular one, and behind were the more expensive ones, and in the middle was their homemade sausage. Sometimes they have one that, can I show the marbling? Yeah, I can. This picture is a little bit blurry, but here you can maybe see the marbling a bit more. I believe the one on the left, I believe it aged in its own fat for a lot of hours, and the one on top was a very marbled fillet or something. And yeah, sometimes they have meat that is stored in a butter cocoon. It's I believe it's called the butter cocoon fillet, but they didn't have it that day. And I was very looking forward to it, but I had the surprise plate again, where they just put 3 pieces of 100 grams of steak on it, and you don't know what you're getting. And I always think that's very exciting, so that's why I'm taking it. But yeah, this place is nuts. Like, they have a scoreboard in their shop with that they have two scoreboards. They have one that lists the people that ate the most meat during their visit. And I believe the leader of the leaderboard ate 3 kilograms of steak, like 3,000 grams, or 3.5, but I believe it was 3 kilograms. Yeah. I don't know how you eat 3 kilograms of steak. You just imagine, you walk into the shop, or like into the restaurant, you eat the meat, and you leave, and you are 3 kilograms heavier because you ate 3 kilograms of meat. And I mean, this was just the meat. Of course, there were side dishes and everything. Not sure if he had some, but he devoured 3 kilograms. And there is also, they have a big sort of dance floor in the middle of the restaurant, but it's not really a dance floor. They have these bull riding machines there with the air mattresses around that you can blow up. And I'm not sure how often they do it, but every now and then they have a bull riding contest in the restaurant. And I believe the leaderboard there is also pretty stacked. I believe it's led by a woman that was able to sit on the riding bull for like over 2 minutes or something. But yeah, they have a pretty interesting culture there. This is where I took a picture of a dead guy in a church. Do I have any other food pics as of recent that I can share? Not sure. No, only some mid-as-fuck macarons, which look pretty but tasted ass. Some cannelloni I made. I think I'm out of food pictures for now. Okay, let me show you before it's confusing. Let me show you. Where was it? I didn't murder anyone. Twitch, listen to me. I just took a picture of a skeleton in a church. Where is he? There he is. Is this... I hope this isn't TOS stuff, but anyway. Here he is. This is Holy Antonius and Antun, Antonidas, Anton, and the holy dude. I was just very fascinated by them just straight up putting a very decorated but very dead guy in their church. And he's pretty dripped out. I mean, he has so much gold covering him. Can I zoom in? Yeah. He's dead. And there is another fun fact about this church. Let me see if I have... yeah, I have a close-up shot of him. There he is. There is a little creepy fun fact about this church. When we were looking at the church, this really looks like dehydrated Ganondorf. When we were visiting the church, I'm an atheist actually. But I just like looking at churches because of the architecture. I think it's quite interesting. And while we were at the church, I shit you not, we heard somebody singing. And you wouldn't, yeah, okay, that's not as creepy, but it was like a regular as Sunday, or like Saturday or Sunday. I'm not sure. And there was no one at this church. Like, no bishops or somebody like around the place, nobody. But we could hear very, very, very faint singing of a woman. I just assume that some woman that works for the church was like practicing some singing that she would do for the service next week, or I don't know, or just singing while reading the Bible, what do I know? But we heard this very faint singing, and it also sounded like the singing you hear in the background of like a Dark Souls boss fight. And we were like, okay, that's weird, because it definitely had to come from inside the church. Because when we stepped outside, we could no longer hear it. And when you were inside the church, also all the traffic sound from outside, you could no longer hear. So basically, the singing had to come from inside the church, but there was nobody there. And we were pretty convinced that it was either it was either haunted or a Dark Souls fight was about to start. I don't know. Pretty fitting to the dead dude. Anyway. That was the story of the dead guy and the Dark Souls boss music. Something about churches creeps you out. I can see that though. I can see what you mean. I always joke about turning into dust whenever I cross the doorstep of a church. Not that I live a super sinful life or anything, but yeah, churches are just... Let's not talk about it too much. But yeah, my sister, her husband, and me, we were pretty weirded out. Last time I was in a church, it was for a funeral. Unlucky. Last time I was in a church without just visiting or looking at it, it was for a wedding. And I was very weirded out because it was a Catholic wedding and I didn't like the wedding speech that much because it wasn't focused on the couple like at all, or not like personalized, but it was just talking about the Bible and sin and everything. And I was like, that's not a nice wedding speech, my dude. And yeah, not my cup of tea. Alright. And yeah, and then we visited a castle. I just want to show you small. This is the last thing I show you, so we end on a little bit of a higher note. Let me show you small friend. When we visited the church. No, why is the image stuck? I saw a small friend. He was very cute and very tiny and very small. And he was a quick boy. I love lizards so much. Lizards and snakes. They are so cool. It's a shiny Charmander. I think I took another clip of him. There he is. Look at him sitting in the sun. Moisturized. Not that moisturized, but very happy. I'm not sure why the video is freezing. I love lizards so much. They are so cool. He was a shiny green one. And I thought he was very, very pretty. Pretty boy. That's a pretty interesting phenomenon, lyrics. I wonder where it's coming from. Because it doesn't really seem that normal. Do you have any demons in your ancestry? But yeah. Yeah, but for the reason of church, I'm pretty... It was set in stone for me that I would leave the church when I got 18 and that I would not get a traditional or like religious wedding. And I'm really looking forward to my not so traditional wedding and my not so traditional ceremony, which is, or like our ceremony, not just mine, I'm not marrying myself, which will probably include some Bloodborne references. And you can think about what the hell that means for yourself, because we don't really know yet either, but we just wanted to have Bloodborne references. Alrighty. Okay. Let me just turn off the music for now, because sooner or later I want to start the reaction part. You guys recommended a channel to me, CinemaTherapy, and I wanted to take the time to react to a clip or two of this channel, because I think it could be quite interesting. Do you guys have any preferred video? I sorted by popular, but let me see. Is there a dedicated Lion King one, or just the one with relationships in Disney romances? The older, the better. Alright, let me sort by old. Ooh, a lot of Lord of the Rings. There is a Lion King one. Do we want to gather ideas and make a poll? That sounds like a good idea. But I don't see the dedicated Lion King one. Where is it? Or did it get Disneyed? Oh, Mean Girls. I need to watch that movie. Stockholm Syndrome. A classic. Where's the Lion King one? I wanted Twilight. Ah, Jesus. Yeah, true. I think you guys recommended it to me because I was talking about Twilight. I think. The Lion King one is under a year old. Okay, let me see. Do I find it like this? Therapist reacts to the Lion King. Oh, hell. And this is the scene that it's starting with. Okay, so this is what the video looks like. All right. Good. So I think we have the Lion King. What else would you like me to check out? The Snape. Yeah, I would be actually interested in the Snape one. I mean, a lot of people have talked about. Oh, I would love to see the Kiki one, because I just watched that movie very recently. The Kiki one I would be very interested in. And the Howl's Moving Castle one, of course, as well. But oh, this movie Freaky Friday was so great as well. They have a lot of ads in the video. Okay, but we can skip those. That's okay. That's okay. Okay, does Uncle Iroh actually give good advice? They have a lot of great videos. I also love The Devil Wears Prada. That movie is great, and I have to watch it like once a year. It's a little bit of a guilty pleasure, but I love it a lot. Hi, Gapse. Okay, just throw in, okay, we had like Lion King, Avatar, Kiki, any other preference that you have, like Snape, or like Harry Potter, no, I'm not sure if Lord of the Rings. Okay, let's start a poll. What topic? And we have Snape, Kiki, Avatar, Lion King, and any else you want? But I think we would also be fine with like 4 picks for the first clip. I mean, even inside Avatar, we have some to pick from. Inception. There was an Inception one? If it's about dreams, it would be very interesting. CinemaTherapy, Inception. What is it about? The psychology of dreams. Ooh, I like this one because I think dreams are very, it's right in front of my eyes. Okay. I'll give you like 2 minutes to decide what topic should we start with. There you go. You can vote now. There you go. Oh, let me turn on some music while we wait. This channel looks extremely interesting. If I have to, this could be a good channel to listen in the background to while working on Element's Destiny, for example. I have like so many videos that I want to check out. The Voldemort one, the Wall-E one, all of the Disney ones, the Ghibli ones, the Devil Wears Prada one. All of them. Let me see if we have a tendency going on. Ooh! A lot of people interested in Avatar. Hope you're doing well. Yeah. A little bit low energy today. Have to finish like 2 days of work before my short vacation and my mom visiting. And I'm for a few weeks now. I'm stuck with a headache, which is getting quite annoying. And I would like that to go away. And I think it's mostly related to bad posture, my neck hurting, and stress, of course. Alright. What do they have regarding Avatar? Do they have like playlists for the different Villain Therapy, Twilight Saga, Harry Potter, Disney Animation? Okay, most of you guys wanted Avatar. I think we have like the Zuko and the Iroh. Is he called Iroh or Iroh in English? Which one do you prefer? Zuko or Iroh? What is he called in English? Damn it. Iroh. Okay, it's Iroh. Uncle Iroh. Okay, okay, we do a quick one. Type 1 in the chat if you're interested in Zuko. Or type 2 if you're interested in Iroh. While I sip on my coffee. Xenia is like both. Both of them are good. Both. He's firing his Malaysia. Okay, so we're watching the Iroh video. I see. Good choice. I once did a which Avatar character are you quiz, and I actually got Uncle Iroh, and I found this to be very interesting. All right, let's click on the video.
This episode is brought to you by Squarespace, the all-in-one.
This video is
platform
brought
to
to you
build a
by
beautiful online presence.
Accurate audio levels.
Leaves from the vine, falling so slow.
He is known as a happy character. That's not because he hasn't had problems.
I was never angry with you.
I think, okay. Audio good? Not this scene. This scene is so sad. Have you guys watched Avatar? I watched all of it, and Korra as well, and I liked it a lot, actually. I leave the subtitles on because it's easier for me to understand that way. I hope they don't disturb you. Let me just turn on some more light in my room because it's getting pretty dark. Watched it last year for the first time and you loved it. I see. This is just previews of the video itself. Okay, when does the actual video start though? Ah, there it is. Okay.
Hello and welcome to CinemaTherapy. I'm Alan Seawright, a professional filmmaker who needs therapy. I'm joined by my co-host,
Jonathan Decker, licensed therapist who loves movies. What do you got for me?
Well, you're a therapist and you react to things.
Yep.
And I'm going to have you react to the greatest therapist ever in history and see if you can beat him in a therapy off.
Uncle Iroh?
It's Uncle Iroh.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
the moment you said greatest
I like
therapist
how
ever,
he
Uncle Iroh.
knew it
it's
was
got-
Uncle Iroh just from the
So,
description.
So wait, I'm going toe-to-toe with
You're going
Iroh?
toe-to-toe with Iroh, and I get to watch you lose for the first time ever.
So this isn't Therapist Reacts, this is Therapist Versus.
Therapist
You're putting me
versus
in there
Iroh.
with a monster. A
I love
loving
Uncle Iroh.
monster of wisdom.
Easily
and
one of
wit
my
who's
favorite
going to kick
characters
my
in
ass.
Avatar.
Very
Let me
the
just
West,
see if
motherfucker. I brought a ringer.
More like the
Okay.
Von Dragon of the West.
I must break you.
Maybe we can make this therapist agree.
Yeah, I remember when he got ripped.
Not versus. I'll try and find something. I'll try and find something to push back on. It's just hard because the man just
He's right.
he literally spits fire.
Fire is the element of power. The people of the Fire Nation have desire and will, and the energy and drive to achieve what they want.
Little louder again.
Earth
Okay.
is the element of
There you go.
substance. The people of the Earth Kingdom are diverse and strong. They are persistent and enduring. Air is the element of freedom. The air
The
nomads detached themselves
This audio
from
is a bit
worldly
quiet.
concerns and found peace and freedom. Also, they apparently had pretty good senses of humor. Water is the element of change. The people of the water tribe
Hi, Mia.
are capable of adapting to many things. They have a deep sense of community and love that holds them together through anything.
Why are you telling me these things?
It is important to draw wisdom from many different places. If we take it from only one place,
his voice, Zuko's voice is so different in German compared to English. He got a pretty high voice in the English version compared to the German one. I'm not sure if it changes, but interesting.
it becomes rigid and stale.
Facts.
Understanding others, the other elements, and the other nations will help you become whole.
All this four elements talk is sounding like Avatar stuff.
It is
Hi,
the
Felice.
combination of the four elements in one person that makes the Avatar so powerful. But it can make you more powerful too. You see, the technique I am about to teach you is one I learned by studying the waterbenders.
I feel like we're always at war with each other on a large scale, but also in our homes, right? And in our neighborhoods, and just we have different viewpoints, different experiences that contribute to those viewpoints, the formation of those viewpoints.
Yep.
And then we kind of pridefully get entrenched in I have the right one, so you have to have the wrong one.
Right.
And I either have to convince you and convert you,
Yeah,
and if
that's
I don't
true though,
convince you and
Gopso.
convert you, you're the enemy. Or at the very least, you're an idiot.
Right, yeah.
Right? And Iroh approaches life from this completely different way, which is, frankly, the foundation of family therapy. Everyone's behavior makes sense to them. Everyone's perspective makes sense to them. And if you have enough humility
See, wait, let me
to
finish.
say, help me to
Let's
see
let him finish.
what you're thinking and why you're doing what you're doing. Help me to see through your eyes so that I can not only understand you, but also learn and grow myself. That is how bridges are built. Have you
Okay, this is the Squarespace ad. Let's skip that. You can always kind of see when people are skipping ads because YouTube kind of counts it as people repeating certain passages when they are just skipping ahead of an ad and like continuing the video over here. But basically what Iroh's saying here, I try to live for myself a lot as well. That I try to see as many perspectives as possible. And I always try to understand where the other person is coming from. I used to do it because I wanted to please everyone and I wanted to be liked by everyone in the past. Now I'm doing it because I want to understand what the person on the other side says and wants and where they're coming from and what they need and why they are reacting a certain way, so I can handle it easily and I can explain to them better what I would like in that situation or what my feelings are. And it helps me to have the other person understand me a bit better. And this is something that I am really learning, and I'm having a lot of these talks with my mom, actually, because she is a little bit of an unresolved people pleaser. She's still totally on the train of, no, I have to please everyone. I have to make sure that nobody is mad at me or nobody is mad at anyone. And she cuts back her own desires and her own wishes and her own feelings. She represses them just so everyone is happy. And this is also why she overworks herself a lot. And if she doesn't agree with the way she's being treated, but the situation is like complicated with family, she prefers not to speak up and not to speak the truth and speak her mind, just so that the family peace is being kept. And this is where I disagree with her, or like this is where I started to take another path myself. I'm always trying to be like understanding and to see the other perspective and to explain my position for the person on the other side. But I have started to point out if somebody has hurt me or if I think the way somebody is reacting is unfair, or if I just speak the truth more. If very recently I've told somebody quite close to me that their presence around me is actually not easy for me because of the topics that they are talking about, which are quite heavy topics. They are talking a lot about politics and everything that's going wrong in this world, and why not everybody is vegan and everything. Like, topics that I would normally be interested in, and we share a lot of opinions, but in such a negative way. And I explained to them, like, listen, your presence is exhausting me. That doesn't mean that I do not like you. I just wanted to tell you this, because if I'm getting tired, it's because of this. And I explained everything around it, and the person unfortunately did not understand, because they were just thinking that I was being mean, and that they couldn't understand why I was saying these things or where I was coming from, and they took it personally. And this is also something that I try to avoid more and more, is taking things personally. It's not that easy all the time, and if I like the person I'm talking to a lot and feel like they are treating me unfairly, I get quite emotional. I don't get angry, but I get sad. I get like sad angry. I cry. But I'm still trying to be like honest and to stand up for myself and to not double down in these scenarios. And in the end, I'm always like, I'm just telling you the truth. I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm working on myself. I hope you can work on yourself as well, and we can how is it called? We can take steps towards each other, because I don't want to accept just how you are, and you do not need to accept the way that I am. Maybe we can compromise, or maybe there is a way in between. But yeah, in this situation, it didn't go quite as well, and we have basically now agreed to have more shallow conversations, so it doesn't upset me that much, which is like not the ideal solution. But I looked up a lot of content regarding difficulties like this, and basically the therapist that was speaking in this video was like, okay, I get that you are upset when conversations get more shallow, but let's be real, what is worse, having shallow conversations or being hurt time and time again because of the deeper, more exhausting or difficult conversations that you're having? Pick your poison. And I was like, that's actually quite true. So, yeah. But, and another thing that I wanted to add, did I sploosh some water on my desk mat? I think I did. Anyway, I want to say, I try to be very understanding and fair and positive and comfortable to people around me. And then there are these moments where I'm alone or with a partner or with a good friend. And sometimes I get just straight up mean. And it kind of feels like breaking free from all the control of my life, like, because being balanced and fair and hero-like, and my general approach, because in my general approach in life, I'm thinking for myself and thinking for the other person as well, because I'm trying to understand their feelings and their background and everything. This can be pretty much to handle. And sometimes when I'm frustrated, I'm just rambling and just angry. And I can get pretty mean when doing so. And I feel relieved and frustrated at the same time. I would never be like mean to somebody directly. But for example, in the case I described with the person that disappointed me, when I ramble by myself or to my partner, I get so mean sometimes. I don't really mean it, but I just need to vent and to not be controlled and to not be understanding in private to myself. And it sort of feels like that I'm processing the angry emotions or like some other emotions that I kept down during the actual conversation. I don't know. I just feel like this is then my post-conversation rage room. Because and it isn't really the true way that I'm thinking. Because I'm not like, okay, this person that I was just speaking to is an asshole. Or this person that I was just speaking to, I don't know. That's not really what I think. But sometimes I just have the feeling that I need to be unhinged for a second. And I don't know why. I think it's just connected to a lot of frustration sometimes. And sometimes I'm afterwards reflecting on myself and I'm like, this is not the principle that you are living by. This is not the way you usually are and the values that you stand for. And if you would have listened to yourself, or if you would have been that friend, and if you would have listened to that, you wouldn't seem like a friendly person. And I don't know. I think I might be overthinking things. I don't know. The moral-free room where we can be mean and ramble without restrictions, which helps us actually. Yeah, I don't want it to become me I mean, sometimes I have the feeling I'm doing it because I have to position myself compared to other people around me, or it is a way of telling myself that I'm doing things right. But the way that I mean in these scenarios is quite superficial. Would be interesting to talk about with a therapist. Oh, by the way, I'm having a tryout therapy session mid of May with the therapist that my health insurance recommended to me. She has a pretty strong accent, and I hope that I can understand her and that we get along and that I can start my therapy with her. That would be pretty nice. But I was actually quite amazed that my health insurance found somebody and that that she was available for a call so soon, and that she would have had a tryout session this week already, but this week I'm busy. But yeah, very excited. A bit nervous, but very excited. All right. Back to the video.
And
I'm
while you're
rambling
doing
way
what
too
you do,
much.
help me to see through your eyes.
Oh yeah, sorry, I
Not
wanted
only
to
understand
skip
you.
the script.
The first clip was more about relationships, right? This is more of a cognitive behavioral piece. This is a bit more psychology of shifting your way of thinking so that you can experience joy and peace. And what I choose to do, shades and colors, everything. We're here, let's make the best of it. And Zuko is stuck in, we're here, it sucks, I don't want to be here, this isn't my mission, this isn't the life I want.
Yeah, life will be good if I'm out there,
Yeah.
if I find the Avatar, if I'm doing this, right?
And Ira's trying to teach him that life can be good now.
Yeah.
And that's not to say you can't continue with your mission of finding the Avatar. You can't continue with your mission and purpose that you have for yourself. But if you wait until you achieve it to be happy, then you'll never be happy.
Yeah.
And we've talked about this before, the concept of people aren't happy until they're satisfied. The issue with a lot of those people is they're never satisfied.
Right.
Therefore, they're never...
I think there's a pretty interesting concept in Marcel, thank you for the resub. 4 months on the radish feed. Thank you very much. This leans into, I sort of get why the test back then gave me Uncle Iroh as my avatar character, because again, here, same. I try to be optimistic without leaning into toxic positivity, but I always try to think of it as in all paths lead to Rome. This is a German, alle Wege führen nach Rom. I'm not sure if it's an international saying, but out of all situations, there is a way to make it better, and every situation you can make the best of it. This is basically my approach, because, and also leaning into this, or like connected to this, the feeling of, there is this Japanese saying that is like, I hope I can get it right, shoganai, which basically means it can't be helped, or like, don't worry or be upset about things that you cannot change. And while that doesn't mean you can't be upset about certain things, or if you're being treated badly, or if your situation sucks right now, or whatever, I think so many people, especially in the workplace, but in general, also Germans, especially Germans, are very problem-focused. And they are always focusing on the problem, how much it sucks, how many things they can't do because of said problem and everything. And they are so stuck with thinking about the problem and investing so much energy in thinking about the situation and the problem and how much it affects them and being all negative, that they stop thinking about a potential future or a solution or a short-term improvement or whatever they could do, how they can make their situation a little bit better, who can maybe help them, what they can do to open up a little bit more, etc., etc., etc. And of course you have to be careful that it doesn't lean into toxic positivity. Like, I always remember that one situation where Chris and a friend, they were traveling by train. They not to the same destination, but Chris was going one way and the friend was going the other way. But they were driving. They were taking the same train to an intermediate destination. And that day, I believe there was a storm in Germany, so it was chaos. And a lot of trains were being cancelled and moved and delayed and everything. And I believe the weather was shitty. They were stuck in the middle of nowhere. Totally, like, not where they wanted to go, both of them. The train was delayed for several hours. And then they had to wait for the connecting train. And they went to a cafe. And the cafe they ordered, I believe, iced coffee and tiramisu there. And both of these dishes tasted so bad and so, what is the word, rancid? So horribly that I believe Chris was getting so angry and about to cry. And the friend was basically like, well, but at least he was saying something positive in the situation, like, at least we are spending this time together or something. And Chris was about to rip his head off because he was like, dude, nothing about this is positive right now. I'm cold, I'm wet, my train is delayed, my luggage is heavy, I'm in the middle of fucking nowhere, and now this iced coffee and this tiramisu is tasting like shit. Shut the hell up. He didn't say it, but it was quite typical for the friend, because he's a super optimistic guy and he likes to see things quite positively. But this was a typical scenario of, okay, I'm not positive right now. Screw everything. Just as a little side story.
Never happy.
Yep.
And Iroh is a wonderful example of, we don't have to be satisfied yet. We can still pursue goals and pursue more out of life while being grateful every day for what is.
Right.
And that is, he's kicking my ass.
Alan, he's pretty freaking good at this.
Yeah.
He's pretty good at it.
Oh, that's very sweet.
Ach, Evo.
You're right, the sound design.
Yeah, huge.
Top thinks you give pretty
Probably
good advice.
Xenia.
And great tea.
The key to both is proper aging. What's on your mind?
Well, I met with this guru who was supposed to help me master the Avatar state and control this great power. But to do it,
English
I had
sounds
to let go
cute.
of someone I love. And I just couldn't.
Perfection and power are overrated. I think you are very wise to choose happiness and love.
Thank you. Thank you. Can Uncle Iroh please tell every boomer out there that this is a perfectly fine attitude to have towards life, and especially towards working and work-life balance? I mean, who's talking? I work a lot and I tend to overwork myself, but still, happiness and health and love is more important to me than anything, and I would never let this go for work-related purposes. So, you know.
What happens if we can't save everyone and beat Azula without the Avatar state? What if I'm not powerful?
I have turned down job offerings for pretty prestige companies because I had the feeling like, one, I wouldn't be happy in their environment, and two, what do I want with that money if I'm no longer happy and do no longer have a workplace that just feels good to me? And so money helps with a lot of things regarding happiness, especially if you don't have much. But at some point, or like after some degree, you just get used to like $100 or $200 more each month, and then you exchange this into for a more prestige a workplace or like a better company name in your CV and stuff. And it's just not worth it for me, you know. I would rather prefer being more resourceful in my daily life to have more money in the end and be more happy doing so, or like being happier, than to switch to like to go the career path so much. There is one sentence that my dad always reminds me of, is reminding me of, that I said when I was either 8, 10, or 12 years old. Something like that. And I was like a kid, and I was talking to my dad, and I was like, Dad, I never wanna grow up. And he was like, you were so wise back then. Because I didn't just say it because I was a kid, and I was just saying it because I enjoy being a kid, but I was so aware of the responsibilities and what it means being an adult and the shit you have to deal with when being an adult, that I was like, you know, I already see what it means being a kid and how easy it normally is. Disclaimer, not all childhoods are easy. Like the biggest struggle when you're a child can be that you can't beat Ganondorf or something, and that's just it. You don't have to care about taxes, invoices, your job, your health, your weight, your future, your everything, your social circle, your family, whatever. All of these things you don't have to manage anything, because people are taking care of it for you. And that's what I was pretty aware already at quite a young age. And I believe this way of thinking has carried into adulthood for me, because in my head, I still refuse to grow up. I refuse to get boring. I refuse to stop doing things that I enjoy doing just because I'm not supposed to do them at my age. I refuse to stop doing things like this here, for example, like streaming, being a VTuber, just because people think it may be childish or not age appropriate or anything. And also something that I refuse to do is I refuse to stop doing is being like funny and cute and easygoing and stupid sometimes. Like talking with each other in a stupid voice or something. I do this with Chris quite a lot. Of course, we can talk normally with each other, but it's just like so stress relieving and funny when we just start to talk to each other in stupid voices. And when I was visiting my dad, in a stupid voice like this, for example, yes. And I was staying at my dad's place, and I wanted to ask him if he could make me some coffee. So I went to him and said, can I have coffee? Just because I wasn't thinking about it at all. And he was so weirded out, and he was like, you can talk normally to me, you know? And I was like, wait, I have an expression for this. Where is it? I was like, why? I was sad. I was like, but Dad, I still want coffee. but yeah. Oh wait, no, that's my angry face. Where's there my angry face? Where's my angry face? That's angry. That's normal. Okay. And but yeah. So I stopped talking in my funny voices to him, but as soon as I was home, I immediately talked like a degenerate again. Hehe. Okay, you guys have written so much stuff. I'm thinking about having the music in the background optionally. Okay, can I shut it down? Okay, let me see. Because when I have these talking segments, I want to have a little bit of music in the background. Okay, but why doesn't it allow me to push the button to mute? I don't understand. Did they patch this? Oh, why? I liked when I could just mute the audio source by pressing the button. Did they patch this out? I can't imagine. Maybe in the add-on? Here? No, doesn't work anymore. Maybe I need to ask Elgato support why it doesn't work anymore. But yeah, that way we have a little bit of background music and... By the way, I can't mute it because it's the same browser. Then I have to do it manually. Okay. Anyway. I wanted to read your messages. Yeah, Gabse was writing about his sense for justice. That it is pretty strong and still to this day. I kind of feel the same way. I have to enforce justice for myself and for people around me. I used to think I need to enforce justice for everything and everyone, which is why I was in my early internet stages, like in my early 20s. I was fighting with a lot of people online. For, on the one hand, I want to be a little bit bigger. Let me make myself bigger. Not that big. I was fighting a lot with people because I had the feeling I had to correct everyone. And, but I stopped doing this at some point because one, I learned that, it's no use. I was just, getting frustrated myself and I was upsetting people around me. By the way, we can turn on night mode. I was upsetting people around me because I was spreading so much negative vibes and they couldn't take it anymore. And then I was like, wait, no, that's not what I want to stand for. That's not the person I want to be. And then I stopped doing it. And it was a personal development that was very important to me. And I would like to thank mainly Jen, like JukePup, for this, because she wrote me a direct message back then and explained that she's a very good artist, by the way. She's a friend that wrote me a direct message and that was like, okay, just listen, I want to be honest, I need to unfollow you right now because your fights on Twitter are getting too much for me to handle for my mental health. Just wanted to be open and honest with you about this so you're not confused, but just wanted to share. And that was so eye-opening for me because I was like, wait, no, that's not what I want. I want to fight for my beliefs. And but I had no idea that it could negatively affect people. And that's basically when I stopped with the internet fighting completely. And also being super opinionated or negative or like beefing and stuff online. Yeah, basically. Let me see. Scroll, because you guys wrote so much and I didn't read any of it. Yeah. Yeah, I like what Redman wrote. People sometimes are given a wall and get mad that there is a wall instead of getting curious about the wall or wanting to learn more or wanting to find a way maybe around the wall or stuff. That's a good image. I like that. Scroll. People like you is where I feel safe, says Gabse, because I do not need to excuse myself for being not able to work right now. Yeah. The same, like we had people that canceled taking part in the VTuber meeting on Saturday. Pretty short notice because of sickness or because they were not feeling well. And some were scared that they would be no longer allowed to join the meetings because they were canceling a lot. And why should we do that? I get the fear, but you do not need to be afraid of stuff like this, because I'm quite aware of mental health stuff. And is this Hearthstone music, by the way? Yeah, it is. Nice. And that mental, like, it's okay to feel bad, but your body not being the reason for it, but your mental health being the reason for it. Chris was feeling quite bad recently because he didn't stream on the weekend, even though he wanted to. And he was feeling so bad, and he was explaining to me, I kinda really wanna stream, but I feel low energy, and I don't feel like the urge to like turn on the stream right now, and I would rather prefer to be by myself or with the gang and play some Enshrouded. And he was so conflicted, and I was like, dude, if you're low energy and you do not feel like streaming, don't stream. It's okay. Like, you can stream the next days or something. If you start forcing yourself to stream, you are ruining the streaming experience for yourself. And also chat will notice. But if you are exhausting yourself over streaming, it's getting toxic. Do not do it. But yeah. Yes. Also, I'm reading some messages regarding jobs. I like the regarding jobs and being happy at the job. I like the strategy of my stepfather, of my stepdad. He's always like, if you like going to your job 70% of the time, you're doing great. Or like, you can stay there. Because having bad days at your job is totally normal, or situations that are upsetting you. But if you enjoy it 70% of the time, or if you're not questioning, should I start working today or should I go to work, most of the time you're doing pretty okay. If it gets like 50-50 or something, then you should probably reconsider. But besides, you're doing okay. And Ayagapse said before that he would like to talk about a certain topic with me one day. I don't quite remember now which one it was, but feel free, either at our meetings or something. If I have the time, I'd gladly listen. Okay, I think I'm almost back with normal chat. Oh no, I'm absolutely not. Okay. Okay, then I think I have to scroll a bit more. Scrolly. Something that helped me lose my fear of aging was to realize that growing up is an illusion. I always was myself, and I'm always gonna continue to be myself. And even if responsibilities are growing, so will my abilities to take care of them. That's such an inspiring take. I love that, actually. Oh my god, I love that. Oh my god, that's such a great one. Growing up is an illusion. True. I think you're either... There is a difference between becoming an adult and getting old. How do I explain it? Basically what Felice said, you can get older and can get responsibilities and learn facing them, or you can get older, stop your passions because of some social, I don't know, construct that you want to fit into, and lose your happiness over it. I don't know. Yeah, you can just be a person, a version of yourself with more responsibilities. And age doesn't need to mean anything regarding this. A lot of people, because I turned 30 this year, a lot of people ask me if I have a problem with it. And actually, I don't really, I have to say. I mean, nothing is really connected to this number for me. Of course, I kind of feel more grown up. Yeah, of course. But I don't, the only thing that feels different is the responsibilities, especially in the workplace, and how my character and my personal standing and my self-confidence is developing. But this is not really connected to just the pure age for me. This is connected to my own experiences and my own work that I put into this. And I can still be a childish degenerate if I want to, and to not be ashamed for it. And whenever I have an encounter with somebody that is like, stop behaving so childish, or like, women or men shouldn't do this and that, or Chris got told at one point, women don't like men who behave cutely, or men that are into cute things and like cute aesthetic, or the color pink, or whatever. Get a grip, everyone. I don't know. It's just let people enjoy what they want to enjoy. Like, nobody is stealing the butter from your bread if they enjoy cute stuff or behave childish when they are like on their own and not annoying you. So yeah. Lately, I've let go of trying to stream every game I want to play and just going and playing it, even if it's only for like 30 minutes at a time. Yeah, the urge of turning everything into content. I know exactly what you mean. Most VTubers are VTubers because they don't feel good about presenting themselves to other people. Yeah, I think so too. Not all of them, of course, but I consider myself to be quite good looking IRL, actually, but not regarding beauty standards, but regarding feeling comfortable with myself. When I look in the mirror, of course, from my perspective, I could lose some weight. I would wish my acne would be gone. I wish I wouldn't be that tall. I wish that my boobs wouldn't be that big, and so on and so on. But I feel comfortable with myself and the way I dress and my hair and the way I do my makeup. And I don't have any like major flaws or anything. And especially when I dress up, I feel very comfortable. So I don't necessarily feel bad about myself. I just don't want to show my face that much. I feel more comfortable with just not having it out there as much and not having people look too closely at it and like because when I'm not showing my face online, or like especially during live content like this, I can focus more on like being entertaining and presenting my character, because the visuals are being taken care of by my VTuber, and that takes a lot of mental load off my brain. And that's basically why I am a VTuber. And because it saves time, because I don't need to put on makeup and nice clothes before every stream. I can just throw myself in front of my PC like the rotten ball of trash that I am and start streaming, which is very nice. Mm-hmm. Would love to go someday to one of the meetings when I'm feeling better and have more time for traveling. 4 hours to Düsseldorf and back is really much, sadly, for one day. But someday I will kick my ass to it. I would enjoy it. I would love to welcome you. We were thinking about hosting these events in general at an Airbnb. So, yeah. I'm really working on these events and I really enjoy the opportunities that they bring. Yeah, I will be at Japan Day. Yeah, back to the video, by the way. We have spent some time not watching the video and talking about other things instead.
Sometimes life is like this dark tunnel. You can't always see the light at the end of the tunnel, but if you just keep moving, you will come to a better place.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about before. Like, all streets lead to Rome. Sometimes you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel, but if you just continue moving, there might be light. It's not... I swear I won't talk as much right now after just watching like 2 seconds of the video. This is also regarding making errors. It's okay to make errors if you get up quickly, get back on your feet, and learn from it, especially. Also depends on the error, and it's of course not a free pass to fuck up whatever you want. But learning and moving and always staying curious is so important for me, which is also why I can't stay with the same things for too long regarding work and projects, regarding my hair, regarding my desktop and phone backgrounds and everything, and also regarding my personal development, regarding my character and regarding the skills that I have. I always need to enrich my brain and learn something new, because I don't want to stay in one place.
And so here it's a bit of Carl Rogers. Carl Rogers was one of the trailblazers in psychotherapy.
Trailblazing?
And he is the one who pioneered unconditional positive regard. Basically, he said, the people who...
Disclaimer, Gabse. First of all, thank you for the compliment. But disclaimer. I needed to be very uncool to become somewhat cool. Or like, I needed to endure a lot of trauma to be the way that I am today. And I needed to work a lot on myself to be the way that I am. And of course, also disclaimer, I am of course a very filtered version of myself when I'm online. Like I mentioned before, when I'm in private, I can also get mean and unfair and not mentally balanced and everything. But in private, I mean definitely in private, not like when you and I get to know each other more, I will say mean things to you. No. But I am definitely not perfect in regards to so many things. And I still need to work on myself so much. But I have also reflected a lot about myself and about the things that I'm doing and my decisions and how people treat me. But I still need to work on myself a lot, which is why I go to therapy soon, hopefully.
who came before me made people feel judged. You got a lot of problems, and I, the almighty therapist, am going to fix you.
Yeah.
And Carl Rogers is the first one who struck on what people need is to feel loved and accepted.
Right.
And so we can address problematic behaviors or thinking patterns that aren't serving
Yeah, I can.
you.
That's okay,
But
Gabso.
what you need to know is that you
I can
have
work
worth
with
and
that.
you're loved. And Iroh does this in spades. And what I love about him is
Also, a thing regarding being cool. I might be cool to you or to my friends, and to other people, I am extremely uncool. My workplace, like my colleagues, they call me unconventional. They are like, I am the strange one to them, and I think that's okay. That's something that I can live with. But for a lot of people, I am absolutely not cool. I am weird as heck to them. But yeah, that's just a matter of perspective.
is he gives sincere compliments so easily.
Yeah.
His eyes are always open for things that he can say and mean. And so when Aang comes to him for advice, the first thing he says is, I think you are wise. To Aang,
Mm-hmm.
I think you are wise to prize relationships and connection over perfection and power.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's wonderful. So first of all, the pursuit of perfection is exhausting and you're never going to get there.
Amen. Would my brain please memorize this sentence? Thank you very much. Just today, I had a conversation with Chris because Chris' birthday is coming up. 30th of April is his birthday, and we are inviting a lot of friends. And we have now 4 friends that asked if they can sleep at our place. And we basically have sleeping spots for 4 people. And then I was like, oh, wait, no, but there are 2 other friends that are coming from quite far away. What if they want to sleep here as well? And then I was panicking. And Chris was like, whoa, what's going on? Because I was so irritated and so nervous, and I was scrambling around like a headless chicken, and I was like, oh wait, no, what if they want to sleep? How are we doing this? Because one of the people that are probably want to sleep over is a girl, and I need to make sure that she's comfortable around the guys, and maybe if she wants that she can have a sleeping spot for herself. But how am I doing this? I only have like one mattress, one extra mattress, and besides that, only the couches. Do I need to buy more mattresses? Where can people sleep? Can they sleep in the office? Can somebody sleep like in our bedroom next to us if they want to? But I don't have enough mattresses. And then Chris was looking at me so weirded out, but he was also, he found it so funny because he was like, darling, we can just tell people that there are no more sleepover spots that day and that we are full. And I was like, oh, we can do that? I was just thinking so much about, okay, if they want to, I want to be able to say yes, and I want them to be comfortable, and I want them to we can say no to people. and then it was totally okay. And he was, because I was always also thinking about all the opportunities and all the possibilities of like constructs where how people could sleep, like in what groups and what places. And he was like, we have so many options. The guests can decide for themselves where they want to sleep. And I was like, they can do that? That was so typically me. Enjoy the Lurkgapse. Yeah, it was very typical for me to be perfectionist and trying to plan everything ahead and have everything in control. Yeah, brain, don't do it.
The pursuit of connection can also be exhausting, but you can get there.
You can achieve it.
You can achieve it.
And once you achieve it, it will be replenishing.
Random audio being super loud again.
Exhausting.
Yes, exactly. In a healthy relationship, it's replenishing with like little pockets of exhausting, but it's all offset by this restores me. This connection restores me. Yep. Which the pockets of exhausting is just my way of saying healthy relationships take work, but it's worth it.
Well, and frankly, at least for me, I don't know if there's any research to back this up.
They were just talking about exhausting relationships, and I was talking before about that one relationship which is exhausting to me. So I agree with them here. I also have friendships and relationships that are exhausting, but I like to put work into them, and I like understanding the other person, and most of the time I thrive when I am in that connection, and I enjoy figuring things out with them. This is basically also the way with Chris, because Chris and me, we tend to have misunderstandings sometimes as partners, as soon-to-be wife and husband, because we have different backgrounds, very different backgrounds when it comes to family and relationships, which causes us to misunderstand each other a lot of the times, because we are seeing things from different perspectives and with a different history. So we understand the same situation totally different from time to time. And of course, these situations are exhausting as heck, but figuring them out and working on them and improving the way we communicate with each other and learning more and more about each other day after day feels so great, and our connection feels so great that I wouldn't want to miss it. Ja, ich mache. I will continue with the video. It's okay. It's okay.
So, the pockets of exhausting are generally me working on my own shit so that I can maintain the connection. Like, the connection is there, and it's going to be fine, but it's me having to go, oh, I'm in the wrong. I have to work on that.
Yes, I would agree in my own personal experience. That's been what I've
Yeah, basically what I just said.
I also love his, you can't see more than a couple steps ahead of you. You keep moving, you arrive to a better place.
And one thing that Iroh almost always does is relate his genius storytelling and therapeutic concepts to a metaphor that is in the world that they're currently dealing with, right? He's talking about a tunnel, they're in a tunnel.
Yeah.
He relates things to tea regularly because it's literally the only thing he cares about, tea and Paisho and Zuko.
Note to self, drink more tea.
Well, he likes a hot
Less coffee, more
Get
tea.
out of the water!
Very well.
On second thought, why don't you take another few minutes?
Well, and finding something in your immediate surroundings to teach about or to relate the concept that you're trying to convey.
Yes, I'm
through the
hydrating.
lens
Thank you.
Of something that the person already enjoys and understands is literally what this show is.
Yeah.
It is usually best to admit mistakes when they occur and to seek to restore honor.
But in that case, run!
The window won't be the only thing that's broken. But not this time. Run!
Can we take a second to appreciate the animation on these kids' faces?
This is you guys when I'm either horny for a fictional character again or talking like the most unhinged shit.
You on the right are
Or
really
talking
doing it
about the
for
dead
me.
guy in the
The
church.
one on the far right just looks like my oldest son all the time. This show knows, like, it has massive tonal pivots, and it knows so well when to deploy silly, old school, just cartoon stuff.
Yeah.
So when they exit frame here, there's a whole ton of squash stretch, like they rev up their legs and then go. The hat stays and then like yanks after them. I mean, it's freaking Looney Tunes and it's amazing.
It is usually best to admit mistakes when they occur.
I mean, that's kind of your whole thing, right? Accountability kink.
Well, and
Accountability kink. Nice. Yeah, like that one moment where a friend forgot my birthday and showed up pretty late to my birthday party when I had like only 1 hour left because I wanted to stream. And he showed up like 1 hour before my stream. And he excused himself and gave an apology. Bye, Susa. He gave an apology. And later he explained that this apology was actually a lie and that he straight up forgot my birthday. And his apology was quite convincing. It was like a pretty detailed story about something holding him up and he didn't have his phone, so he couldn't apologize and etc., etc., etc. And then like 1 or 2 weeks later, he just admitted that he forgot my birthday. And he was so afraid that I would be super mad at him. And he was feeling so bad, but he took his time and he arrived in person. And he told me that he was lying to me in person. And I wasn't mad at all. I was like, of course I'm a little bit disappointed, but not because you forgot my birthday, but because you lied to me and you weren't honest about it. I mean, of course ow. Noxus, thank you for gifting a sub to Sora. Thank you so much. And I was like, yeah, of course I would have been a little bit disappointed or like sad that you forgot my birthday. But on the other hand, I can't change it, and you didn't do it on purpose or with ill intent. The only thing I don't like is when you're not honest with me. So don't be afraid to be honest with me. You can be honest. Just don't lie to me. But I was also like, I see that it has been bothering you quite a lot because, you look like a beat up dog and, you came to me in person and you apologized in person, while looking me directly in the eyes. So it's okay. No biggie. And it wasn't an issue. Everything was fine. So, yeah. Take responsibility and accountability. And this also includes, today I had a situation at work where I was given, I'm working on a task for a few days now, which I have the feeling I just cannot do because I have a weakness with numbers and stuff like that. And this is a task where they want me to collect like different numbers and it's a bit chaotic and different invoices and everything. And I just have the feeling that I cannot do it. And I try it to my best and it's always wrong what I'm doing. And today I got like the second or third mail that basically said, no, this is not the way we want you to do it, this and that. And then I was just like, okay, then I'm going to take accountability and I'm being honest and I'm saying, look, guys, I cannot do this. I have difficulty doing this. I have not like a diagnosed number weakness, but things like this are difficult for me. I can't do it. And I have other tasks in my project that I need to take care of. And because this thing is so difficult for me, because I have trouble following it, I don't have the necessary knowledge and everything, I cannot do it. Please, can you do it? Can you find somebody else? Anything? They said no. But I'm going to find somebody tomorrow who is looking into this with me and helping me doing this. But this is also another situation of personal growth. In the past, I would have never stood up for myself and I would never have, on the one side, admitted that, look, guys, this is difficult for me. I have trouble doing it. And I would never said, like, listen, I have other things to do. This is keeping me from doing my work. Can we find another way? I would have never dared to do something like this. But this is also taking accountability, or like what accountability means for me. Admitting that you just cannot do something because you're too stupid.
And my accountability kink comes from a very painful place of being an avoider for so long and that biting me in the ass. And so
avoiding shit is like the worst for me because stuff will bite you in the ass. Invoices that you don't pay will bite you in the ass. Conflicts that you do not resolve with your loved ones or your friends will come biting you in the ass. I understand that you cannot discuss everything with everyone like the second it comes up, and sometimes it's good to let things cool down a little bit. But having a clear mind and having things sorted out, for me, always better.
It's always best to come clean, and the sooner you do it, the less scary it'll be.
I have this weird panic reaction where I first automatically lie, and 5 minutes later, when I get out of the panicked state, I automatically tell them the truth and apologize for lying in the first place. This reminds me a lot of my childhood, because the way you describe it and what I feel you are feeling in this moment is that you are so afraid of the consequences and the emotions of the situation, of the bad situation, that this is your impulse reaction to, first of all, calm the situation down, even if you have to automatically lie to do so because you fear getting punished in the heated moment or like getting a negative reaction in the heated moment. And then you reveal the truth like later when things are more calmed down. Reminds me a bit of my childhood. Hi, Shadow Soul, by the way. I forgot greeting you.
And to restore honor. But not this time, run! There's also times where the people you've pissed off are scary.
Uh-huh.
And you should just get the hell out of there.
You can deal with the problem if it's necessary later when the big giant guy isn't going to pound you into the dirt.
Yes.
Always wise to consider
Here
the energy
is
you
your
want to
tea.
invest.
You seem a little too young to be traveling alone.
You seem a little too old.
Perhaps I am.
I know what you're thinking. I look like I can't handle being by myself.
I wasn't thinking that.
You wouldn't even let me pour my own cup of tea.
I poured your tea because I wanted to, and for no other reason.
People see me and think I'm weak. They want to take care of me. But I can take care of myself
by myself.
You sound like my nephew. Always thinking you need to do things on your own without anyone's support. There is nothing wrong with letting people who love you help you. Not that I love you. I just met you.
You and Iroh share several traits.
I have a really, really, really insane problem with letting people help me, which might sound contradicting to what I just said about me asking for help in my workplace and admitting that I can't do something. But the situation at my workplace right now is regarding a topic where I am aware that I cannot do something and I am reaching my limits. When I have the feeling that I am perfectly capable of doing something and am just like overworked or like it's too much or somebody else could do it for whatever reason, I'm having such a hard time with just not doing it myself. Because also sometimes I lack the trust. Like if I give some work to somebody else, I always have the feeling that the result would be best if I just did it myself. And in some cases that's true, and in some cases it's not. Or like I really had to learn in the relationship with Chris that I can just give tasks in the household to him and trust him that he will do them. Or I need to accept that when I ask him to hang up the laundry for drying, he might not do it perfectly straight like I do, and the stuff might turn out to be a little bit wrinkly, but that's okay. It doesn't need to be perfect. It's just the way he just takes this workload off me by just like hanging up the laundry to dry, compared to me having to do it myself, even though it might be a little bit wrinkly. Yeah, this is something that I have to work on for myself.
But one that comes to mind here is you receive
because I had to be. This is rooted in me having to take care of myself a lot during my childhood. Hi, Oiche. Hi. Because I was a lot of the time quite alone during my childhood and having to take care of myself a lot and being responsible for myself and being like because my sister needed a lot of assistance from my parents during her school times and I was doing okay without any effort from them or from myself. I was you are very wise for your age kid. The kid with a lot of responsibilities who did everything for herself on her own, which caused me to not be able to accept help when I got older. And I still struggle with this today.
Really well. Like when he says, you seem a little too young to be traveling alone, and she says, you seem a little too old, and instead of being offended or defensive, he just laughs and he goes, maybe you're right.
Maybe you're right.
Plus, we'll pay your weight in gold.
Make it your weight, and we got a deal.
You got it.
This is a point of pride for me, and it is a point of pride because I actually, like, it's not arrogance. Like, this is actual pride. I can handle things like that because two reasons. I hated myself so much for so long that there's nothing anyone can ever say that is more hurtful than what I said about myself to myself.
Yeah.
This is something that I have heard quite a lot, actually. Like, who's gonna hurt me? The person that hates myself the most is myself. And this is a strong but also quite a sad point of view.
That's one thing. And the second thing is I put enough work in to understand that most of that isn't true, and the stuff that is true is funny.
Yeah. And that you can own. Yeah.
And I can own it. And it's like...
That's a nice approach, actually. Being aware of the work that you have put into your own character and the positive traits that you have, and being confident in saying, okay, this thing that you are saying about myself, I know that it isn't true, so I won't let it affect me. And the things that are true, I can take them with humor and laugh about them. I like that.
And I've honestly been, I haven't told you this, but I've been working to follow your example in this more and just own my shit. And when people call me out on it or tease me about it, that I can be like, yeah, that's true. That's fair.
I'm working on it.
But I relate to that, like, because I also had decades of self-loathing. And the more I come to love all of me, including the, you know, not the choicest cuts of me,
Yep.
the easier it's just to say, yeah, that's true. That is something I'm working on. The other thing is how important it is to let other people help you when they offer, especially, but also when they don't and you need to ask.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people struggle with accepting help. We're happy to give help because we feel powerful and virtuous when we're helping others.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
But accepting help is harder because we feel weak.
Yeah.
Yeah, precisely what I was saying. I like to be strong and powerful and be sometimes even a little bit intimidating. If people consider me to be intimidating, at least a little bit, I used to take, and sometimes I still do, a bit of pride in it because I have the feeling, oh, I am. They see me as either wise or powerful or cool or whatever, and are maybe a little bit intimidated and scared to talk to me because of all the positive things that they connect to me. But at the same time, I know how I feel on the inside and how I look on the inside and how also not so perfect that I am. And yeah, so there is always this image that if you meet me or if you see me from the outside, I might seem like this tall, intimidating woman. And once you get to know me, I'm just a derpy goofball who can say some pretty degenerate shit and has definitely some problems with keeping, like, for example, my place tidy and everything, because I'm just a little goblin. And sometimes my head and my space are getting pretty messy. And yeah, I mean, I have had a rough time at school, actually. I was being mildly bullied in school because I don't really know why exactly, but I believe just because I was the odd one out and I was easy to tease. That's, I believe, I like was wearing weird clothes. I was behaving a little bit weirdly. I didn't share the same interests as other people, and I was fighting for my interests even though I didn't have to, which made me easy to tease. And this is, I believe, why I got bullied. And there weren't many mean things that were said about me during that time. People were just teasing me for fun. I remember the mean things that were said to me, or the things that I considered mean, is when I felt I was being treated unfairly. And these things I remember a lot. But this is also why things like hate rates, for example, they don't affect me as much. If somebody says like rude things or judges my visuals or flames me in a typical way, I can't really take that personally because I have these things like sorted out. What I do take personally and what I can't take well is when I have the feeling I am being treated unfairly, or if people think that I have personality traits which I absolutely am against or something, or if, for example, in the discussion with the person that I mentioned a few minutes ago or quite some time ago, where I tried to explain that the contact with this person is exhausting to me and that I would like to be understood more, I took so much time in explaining why I feel that way and why the topics that the person is talking about all the time are a lot for me because I'm avoiding the news and negativity, and they bring it into my environment, and they make a lot of remarks, and they question a lot of my choices, and that all of this is pretty exhausting to me. And I took so much time explaining how I feel and tried to also understand their perspective and everything. And after like 15 to 30 minutes of explaining myself, the other person was basically saying, yeah, I don't understand what you're trying to say, and your explanation seems fabricated. It seems like you are just talking to talk, and it seems let me see if I can find the English word for it. Hi Taladriel. Yeah, fabricated. It seems fabricated. Like you're making all of this up to either cover up something or because it felt a little bit like gaslighting, honestly. I was like pouring my heart out, making sure that I was not upsetting the person who's been with me like all my life and who I cherish a lot and who means a lot to me. I was taking so much time in explaining, listen, this is just how I feel. I cannot change how I feel. I'm just communicating this to you. And I would like you to please understand me, but I also understand that I need to work on myself and we can figure out a way. And this is just what your behavior causes me to feel. And I explicitly explained that I do not wish this person to change because I cannot be like, okay, these topics are relevant to you. This is what you're interested in. Please stop talking about the things that you are interested in front of me because I can't handle them. I said I need to find a way to be able to deal better with this, but please be aware that this is hard for me to handle. But the person I was talking to was not able to grasp this concept of what I was talking about. They had the feeling that they had no bad intentions in what they were saying and what they were talking about in their topics. They didn't connect any negativity to their behavior. And they were like, I don't understand your explanations. I feel this is a personal attack. I feel very disappointed that you would connect these feelings to me as a person. And it upsets me. This was basically the reaction. And this is then a situation where I normally get irritated and emotional and cry because I want to explain myself more and more, and they are requesting an explanation of me on a rational level. And I try to rationalize emotions and to explain, to be then met by an emotional response by somebody who's then saying, okay, no, I don't accept your rational explanation because it doesn't make sense for me. I accuse you of fabricating your emotions and your explanation. What am I supposed to do in that scenario? I was on the phone and I was literally shrugging, and I was like, what do you want? What do you expect me to do now? What do you want me to say? Like, do you want me to should I not be honest with you? Should I just stop my emotions from existing? I don't know. This is still an unresolved issue. And this interaction and this conversation caused me to reach out to my health insurance and to finally ask for therapy. Because this has been a topic, also with this specific person, but in general, time and time again, that I struggle with situations like these and that I struggle with the results of said situations. And I am working quite a lot on myself to not be afraid, because situations like these, they have a pattern. You explain yourself and your emotions, you try to be understanding just for the other person to be the dove on the chessboard and throw all the pieces away and be like, I win. And how the hell do you deal with this? I don't know. And it has taken quite a toll on me because I have the feeling I am doing my best in this situation and I'm being rewarded with nothing and with hurtful reactions. And I'm having a hard time to deal with this because I have no idea how to deal with this. So yeah, a little bit of insight on stuff that I'm struggling with right now.
That's bullcrap. If that's true, then we're all weak, and then we can just accept that. But there's no weakness in needing help. Everybody does. And being able to ask for it
You can win chess
or accept
playing
it when
against
it's
a Taube.
offered
That's
is
true.
a virtue. It's not a vice. It's a strength. It's not a weakness. If you're enjoying this, we've got like a long director's cut.
It's really long.
Sorry. Skipping the little ad.
You look like such a mess right now, and it's
I'm
perfect.
in bits.
We have a chance for a new life here. If you start stirring up trouble, we could lose all the good things that are happening for us.
Good things that are happening for you. Have you ever thought that I want more from life than a nice apartment and a job serving tea?
There's nothing wrong with a life of peace and prosperity. I suggest you think about what it is that you want from your life and why.
I want my destiny.
What that means is up to you.
Zuko's looking at his destiny as something that is out there waiting for him to claim. That's something that's written in the stars and preordained. And
It's been given to him by his father.
Yeah, what the expectations
Yeah.
are, who he's supposed.
Destiny and what you're supposed to do is also something that I believe a lot of people are struggling against and fighting against, especially like expectations of their family. Like I mentioned, I'm turning 30 this year. I still have to explain to my family sometimes, not why I'm streaming, no, but why I chose a job that is not what I studied. I have a master's degree in online marketing and I'm working in project management, which is like, it's still like economics, but it's not the same topic. And time again, I say, during my studies and during my, it's called Praktikum in German, during my, like, what is it called? Let me just look it up. What is it called? Yeah, internship, true, internship. During some internships, item by the way, during some internships that I took in the marketing field, I just figured out that I do not want to work in that field because it's so toxic and so meaningless sometimes. I don't want to sell like beauty products or anything over social media and stuff. And they are always like, yeah, but you could earn so much more if you would work in a job where you can actually use your master's degree and are hired based on your master's degree, yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, yeah, no. My master's degree helped me, Hayotka, my master's degree helped me in learning how to work on a scientific base and stuff. And it was, the things I learned there were super interesting. But I can transfer what I learned there into my current job. Like working, like project management is just structuring complex fields, doing tasks like a little Among Us figure and everything. It's not too far off. It's not like, I don't know, I studied online marketing and now I'm cutting up bushes in the city park. Even then there would still be connections, but I had to justify my job choice a lot. But I'm really enjoying my job, and I think it suits me really well. And almost nobody in my family is or has been working the job they were learning at one point, so I kind of do not understand where the question is coming from. But yeah. I believe destiny are tasks given to our soul for this life, and depending on your surroundings and your choices, you can complete them at a young age, when you're really old, or maybe never. Interesting take. My destiny is to be happy and to have my great-grandparents and uncles turning in their graves and make cool people think, wow, I really enjoyed spending time with them. Yeah, that's cool. I don't really believe in something like destiny. I am very much into walking your own path and making your own decisions and learning and like taking responsibility for your actions and everything. And but I sometimes believe in destiny in a way like if I miss this train out of super weird circumstances, then I believe the universe didn't want me to take this train for some reason. And this is sort of my joke, my joke destiny believing that I am doing. I'm doing well, by the way, Yotka. I only started watching like this Iroh video, which is taking us ages because I'm saying a lot of things in between. And I'm not sure. Maybe we watch another one. But yeah. The times I really honestly believe, quote unquote, in Destiny, it's more superstition. Maybe we can only get one video done, but I think I have more time for a little bit of a longer stream today because I believe the guys are not playing Enshrouded today, and also because I want to. All right, let's continue.
Supposed to be.
Right.
And Iroh is trying to get Zuko to open up to, first of all, your father's a douche. So don't trust his value judgments on anything. And secondly, you get one life. And you're the one who steers the ship. So steer in a direction that brings you joy.
It's time for you to look inward and begin asking yourself the big questions. Who are you? And what do you want?
And for Iroh, what brings him joy is a life of peace and prosperity. I know people who are always chasing the next big dream, who are always chasing the next big thing, and are always moving forward with ambition and drive. And honestly, I don't think that's bad.
What? Nothing.
Honestly, I applaud them, and that's who they are. But I relate so hard to this. Just like, definitely work hard for what you need to be secure and to be comfortable, and then enjoy it.
This man wants.
Exactly. 100% my perspective. I believe Chris is more on the strive for your dreams part, but I am 100% peace and prosperity. I work to pay my bills, and everything else is peace and prosperity.
Wants to give us our own tea shop in the upper ring of the city.
I'll try to contain my joy.
The greatest example to me of this and the difference between us is as soon as this show like started working and it became a thing where we could actually like we can take care of our families doing this.
Yeah.
You were like, great, done. Like,
well,
this is what I want to do.
Oh, with life, yeah. I was like, this is it.
This is it. Okay, we're gonna do this forever. And I, within about 2 weeks, was like, so we need to make a short film, and how are
you
we gonna
guys?
parlay this into a feature career for me? And I mean, I'll keep doing the show, but like, what else can we do?
Yeah, it was only just recently, because I know you still have ambitions to do features and stuff like that, but it was only recently that you said to me, I still want to do feature films, but if this is all I do,
It's okay.
Yeah, how wonderful is that? You know, like it's maybe it's okay.
No, it is wonderful. It's
Yeah.
wonderful. Like, what we get to do is wonderful, and I'm so thankful to all of you for watching, and I'm so thankful to you and to our producer and all our whole
I
team
want
and
their
everybody. Like,
popcorn.
it's incredible that we get to talk about movies
Yeah.
and TV shows and cry for a living.
Yeah.
I would also like to make people cry.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to be the one who makes people cry, not the one who crying through their making is done. Wait, I had a way to say that was not stupid shit.
Be a part of the people that make meaning.
Mood.
Oh, I'm gonna cry.
Uncle, I know you must have mixed feelings about seeing me. But I want you to know, I am so sorry, Uncle. I am so sorry and ashamed of what I did. I don't know how I can ever make it up to you, but
Aww.
So awesome.
How can you forgive me so easily? I thought you would be furious with me.
I was never angry with you. I was sad because I was afraid you lost your way.
I did lose my way.
But you found it again. And you did it by yourself. And I'm so happy you found your way here.
It wasn't that hard, Uncle. You have a pretty strong scent.
Woo, I'm getting teary-eyed. Woo. Imagine having a hard time and being led astray by whatever, and then there is somebody just accepting and listening and welcoming. Man, I have a very soft spot. I don't remember what Zuko did and what the scene was connected to, but man, these few seconds hit me right in the feelings.
What a beautiful, beautiful moment.
Well, and such a pure moment of redemption on Zuko's part, but on Iroh's part, Zuko didn't need to be redeemed. Zuko was always good. What hurt him was that Zuko didn't see it.
Yeah.
That Zuko didn't realize your worth was always there, your goodness was always there, and I've been trying for 3 damn seasons to get you to see
Yeah,
that.
I think I need to rewatch.
I love how hard he grabs him and yanks him into a hug. I mean, it is just, it's wonderful. And it goes from that hard to tender, and I love that Iroh caresses Zuko's hair.
Yep.
You know? This was my first time going through Avatar. Recently when we're doing these batch of episodes, and so I don't know all the actors' names.
I love, by the way, with the very few frames that they have in shows like these, they took so much time to show Zuko's struggle in that scene with all the movements that he did, like from left to right and inward and explaining and struggling, and with also what he just pointed out with the way Iroh was caressing the hair and everything. Even with the little frames they have, they put so much focus in the humanity of the interaction. I like that a lot. Yeah, Willi, if we're doing an English stream, because only 2 streams this week and no Zelda randomizer currently running, so I wanted to do 1 English stream at least, and I'm taking it for some English content.
I think does a really great job of honoring the first with his performance.
Yeah. Sometimes as an actor,
Hi, Moy.
you can play the accent.
Yeah.
Hi.
Right? Instead of playing the character.
Yeah.
And he is very much playing the character with his vocal work.
Hope you're doing good.
You know, he's doing a
Are you? I hope you are.
decent imitation.
Yeah.
But you know, if you're paying attention, you can tell.
Yes,
Well,
yes,
that's the thing,
yes.
he
I
doesn't
enjoy doing
always
English
sound
streams
like
quite a lot
Iroh,
now.
But he always feels. Yeah, he always feels like Iroh.
Yep.
Yeah.
Speaking to that laughter through tears thing, like, feels like a big tonal shift to have that joke at the end. But the reason the joke lands, and
Let me just pause real quick. Yeah, I'm doing great. Was a bit low energy today, but I'm enjoying the stream quite a lot and recovering my energy again, which is what my streams usually do for me, which is why I like it a lot. And yeah, so far I am having a nice start in the week. Work-wise, it's a short week for me. Only today and tomorrow, and then I'm having the rest of the week off because my mom's visiting me, and I'm very much looking forward to this. So yeah, good night, Sky. See you.
doesn't feel like a wild shift in tone is because the joke that he makes, A, you know, makes sense in character, but B, it also makes sense in context.
Yeah.
He's joking and saying you had a strong scent, but what he means and what we know and what we understand that he means is following you was easy. You left a trail that I could follow.
Yeah.
You made it easy for me.
Your example.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I never understood it that way. Oh no. Oh guys, prepare yourselves.
Happy birthday, my son. If only I could have helped you. Leaves from the vine, falling so slow, like fragile tiny shells drifting in the foam. Little soldier boy, come marching home. Brave soldier boy comes marching home. Oh, gosh.
Ooh, breathe. Ooh, ha. I have to force myself from. I have to stop myself from thinking too much about a situation like this and relating to Iroh in that moment, because otherwise I would be in shambles. I'm teary-eyed right now because it's a very meaningful scene, and also these guys are like also struggling a lot and are very emotional. But who?
So I guess what I would say about this, as long as we're likening Iroh to a therapist, is that therapists are people, and they've got their own struggles and trials and pains and mistakes. And what makes Iroh such a powerful teacher, and he talks about proper aging, it's not just growing old, it's living a life and learning a lot of things the hard way. I had a good experience in our Hook episode talking a bit more about my struggles, and there's going to be more to come of that on this channel. If you see me as any source of wisdom, it's not because I've got it all perfect. I've made a lot of missteps. The things I share, and I know the things you share, are born of, here's things we've learned from study, here's things we've learned by doing things right, and here's a whole lot of things we've learned by doing things wrong.
Getting the shit kicked out of us.
And Iroh has done that. He feels like he failed his son. He feels like a lot of the choices he made earlier in life, he deeply regrets. And yet at the same time, it's hard to completely regret the things that got you to where you are.
Yeah.
There's a phrase that I really like, and I think you would probably resonate with this, which is, I love me. I've worked hard to become who I am.
Yeah.
So yeah, I went through this entire episode looking for something to disagree with Iroh on, and I didn't find a damn thing.
That's just how it is, I guess. Same. Yeah, basically this is similar to what I said before. It was a long path of struggling and working on yourself and looking back on the past and looking forward into the future. And I said before, what I strive for is like being happy and everything, happy, healthy, and stuff. And they are talking a lot about that Iroh just wants peace. And now that I think about it, I don't necessarily, happiness is connected to this, but what I consider to be most worthy in my life and what I strive for is living a peaceful life, at peace with myself, at peace with my surroundings, and just like more a quiet life. But when it comes to the peacefulness of everything, it can be exciting. I can do like exciting things and interesting things, but I just want there to be peace. This is also what I explained before when I look into the mirror, or when I think about myself, I feel peace. And because I think I'm fine with the way I am. It's not perfect, but I stopped beating myself up about whether or not I'm going to lose a few kilograms soon, or if I'm moving enough, doing enough sports and everything, because more and more I'm just accepting the way I am, which doesn't mean that I'm getting lazy, but I learn that it is okay to be me and to be not perfect. As long as I am at peace with myself and healthy and happy, that's most important. I do not expect more of my life. And the situation that I have put myself in by working on myself personally, but by working to achieve my position and my current job, by working where I am as a streamer, it fills me with peace. Because I also know that regarding my future as a streamer, I want to grow as a streamer, but I am peaceful regarding this because I know the way that I'm going to do it and the time that I'm going to do it when I have the time and energy is gonna be okay. And that I'm gonna make my way in a way that I want. Like, the way that my reach will increase in the future, at least that's what I hope, is going to be a way which I am peaceful with like a community that I want to surround myself with, that I want to interact with people that I like. I want to have friends and fellow VTubers around me, which let me be at peace. I want a marriage which is just peaceful and fun. And I don't want like imbalanced and unresolved conflicts and toxic situations, because the discussion that I shared with you with the person that is close to me, where I opened up a lot and explained my emotions and was met with the person telling me that my emotions are fabricated, this is not peace for me. This feels like war. This feels like somebody interacting with me with the intention of being right and winning the war, and not finding peace and understanding in this conversation and in the contact. And these motivations are where I have a hard time understanding the other person, because I kind of try to see what they want and what is driving them to act this way. And I just can't understand. And therefore I'm having such a hard time dealing with it. Which is, I believe, understandable. But yeah. The aspect of peace and Iroh looking for peacefulness, I found this to be very inspiring, because yeah, you can be peaceful and happy with not improving, not growing, not optimizing your entire lifestyle. This is something that my parents do a lot. For my parents, everything has to be meticulously planned. The future has to be optimized, always striving to be better, to do this and that the best way possible. And if they, for example, like my mom, when I'm getting rid of clothes and I'm just gifting them away, because one, it's quicker in a big city, and two, it makes me happy to just gift away stuff without getting money for it. She always a little bit criticizes me, because she's like, yeah, but it's money's worth that you're giving away. You could earn money if you took the time to like post these things on a second-hand market or something. But I just want to be at peace. I want to be happier with having less stuff and gifting it away to somebody who needs or wants it, or maybe wants to resell it themselves, whatever. I don't expect much of life. I just want to have my butt covered for my invoices and everything. I want to make people around me feel good, and I want to feel good myself. And I learned that beating myself up over a few kilograms or whatever poisons me more than it helps me. And yeah.
The winner and undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, Zaddy Iroh.
Yep.
Even this, like, he's grieving and hurting, and he's demonstrating he's okay with it.
Yeah.
He's okay that he's grieving and hurting. He's not trying to hide it. He's not trying to cover it up. He's taking the time that he needs to feel what he needs.
Yeah. All the happiness that we've seen from him, because he is known as a happy
Oh, yeah.
character. Like, he's got
Like
chill.
happy-go-lucky.
Yeah,
shit,
he's got chill for days, right? Things, and he's at peace and he's joyous, and that's not because he hasn't had problems, nor is it because he's forgotten his problems. He carries within him a lot of pain. It's because he chooses peace. It's because he chooses gratitude. It's because he chooses happiness. It's because he chooses not to be defined by his mistakes, but to learn from them and to share that wisdom, right? He doesn't hate himself. And that's the thing, is like, you look at his past, he could be a tortured character who hates himself.
Oh, yeah, easily.
And I would wager at some point in his journey he was.
Almost certainly.
But he's gotten to this place of, I love me, I love life, I love people, and I want to share what I've learned. Yeah. And folks, that's us. Like, if you look at us as harbingers of any sort of truth, first of all, we've blown it a lot of times.
And we will continue to do so.
And
stay tuned.
Yeah, well,
it's going to get weird.
And not everything we say, you know, there are earlier episodes that now we've got a few years more, and we're like, oh, I wouldn't say that now, or I have a different perspective on this now, but we're just doing the best we can to be Iros. You know, I think that's an aspiration for all of us, is to do the best you can to be an Iro and to spread light and love.
Yep. So until next time.
Leaves from the vine.
Oh no, he's crying again.
Like little tiny. And watch Avatar.
True.
Thanks, Jono.
That's such a nice channel. Thank you guys so much for recommending that one. Such a great video. Such a great show. I love it. I love it very, very much. I'm trying to get a shot of Iroh or something. Not this one. Not that one. Anyone. Anything. Iroh, where are you? Let me just skip around. Maybe I can find one. No, not that one. Oh yeah, that one. Oh, yeah, I also love Iroh much. I just was wondering, guys, I was talking a lot about myself and comparing myself to Iroh. How do you see yourself in regards to peacefulness? Do you think you guys are peaceful in your life? And if you struggle to find peace, or maybe especially do not want to find peace, I would be curious to know why that is in your perspective. Or like, not really peace in general. Peace is maybe like a big word. But if you feel maybe balanced in your life, if you feel untroubled, if you feel more positive than negative, or positive neutral, or whatever. I would be curious to hear your perspective. How do you see yourselves and your place in the world, or in your own life, or the path that you have walked to get here? Would be curious. But yeah, great video. I liked it a lot. I like the way they are handling things, and also the therapist, like, not like having, of course, this background as a therapist, but being also very human while doing so. They have a pretty good vibe. I like it a lot. I'm not peaceful, actually. I try to be, but I can be way too aggressive and impulsive if people start pushing buttons on me. I would consider myself really trying, but I can be sadly very violent, and is really a bad trait of mine. So you would consider yourself to have a little bit of a short fuse? Or like not... this is what I assume, that you have struggles with distancing yourself from the buttons that people try to push with you. Or like keeping calm or something. There's a reason why they are known as internet dads. I mean, people, a lot of daddy issues could have been avoided if more people would have dads like those guys, I believe. I think things like the school systems lead us to overthink stuff and let us start comparing us with others or ways others want us to live like. We should put focus more on us and how we want to live without considering expectations. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Especially, I mean, not only school systems, I believe, but also the way the general public thinks, or like older generations think. Especially, like, one of the most toxic things, in my opinion, that you can do is comparing yourself to others. I mean, this is just how we as humans in our society works, and it is a good way of like checking if you're still in line, or like if your life might go down a path that might be hurtful for you or something. But it shouldn't get into it just shouldn't go in a direction where it's getting out of hand. Like the social media craze and especially the beauty standards in social media, and so much marketing and products being directed at us comparing to each other and trying to improve ourselves and be better and more beautiful and more organized and smarter and quirkier and whatever than everyone else. Yeah, it's just... You can compare yourself to others, but your own happiness and your own person should be most important and come first. This is what I think. Because I think it's okay to reflect on your standing towards other people in your surrounding, but not like in a way, oh, because also this is something that I always say, you can only see the outside of a person's head. And I think no, Ziri, shut up. You can only see the outside of someone's head, not the inside. And you can't see how much they're struggling, how shitty they're feeling, if their underpants are stuck in their ass crack or something. You can't see that. You only see like the beautiful outside, and you only hear what they want to share with you. You don't see the struggles, the past, the imperfections, and how definitely stupid they look on a Sunday morning when they definitely would have needed to shower 2 days ago. You don't see that. So it's no use to compare your knowledge of yourself, of like 100% of your time with yourself, with the knowledge you have of a person that you spend like 20% of your time with. Like, these data sets are not comparable, if you want to say it like this. So it makes no sense. Good night, Minty. Have a good one. Have a good one. Before I ramble too much, I'm following up with chat, so I don't miss what you're writing. Very thin skin. Yeah, I see. Minty said, I'm working on it, have a long way to go till I'm there. Lots of things I still have to learn and deal with in a more constructive way. I see. So locking myself at my old workplace, I am now free and not peaceful, but I am happy as things are now. And I heard stories of my old workplace today. Let's say I like to see this place crumble into pieces and people breaking down because of their shitty behavior. And yeah, I'm good. So, peacefulness through revenge and spite. I see. Lerix also needed to go to bed. Good night. And yeah, maybe I really took long. I would like maybe to do another video, but since a lot of people are going to bed already and maybe do not want to miss me reacting to another video, maybe we can just talk a bit more over this video and what we think about it, and maybe do another reaction stream. I didn't expect to talk so much about this video, but it's also always my approach when I watch reaction content myself. On the one hand, I like to, of course, listen to what they are saying in the video, but I also like when the person that is watching the video is enriching the content and not just like having 5 minutes of silence where the person is like chuckling sometimes and nodding and saying, yeah, I feel that, or something. Just my approach. This is why we are probably going to take very long with stuff like this. Okay, Sora wrote, I would love to find my peace to myself, being positive to myself, not exhausting people around me. It's not easy at the moment. My mental health is still an upside down, but I try to get better. I'm really, really thankful for my friends who helped me so much. But how I said earlier, it's complicated. I try getting better and I hope it goes on a positive way at the moment. Just a thought that I had. Of course, Uncle Iroh is being regarded as an idol and as a role model, and even I am like, yeah, peacefulness, I like that, and I believe everyone should maybe strive for it. But a little thing, even though I consider Iroh to be very, very wise, of course this is a cartoon. I had the feeling, I mean, in the end, he knew what path would be correct for Zuko, but from Zuko's perspective, I could see how he would feel misunderstood or not seen by Iroh, because Iroh was always talking about the path that he considered right for Zuko, which might have been right factually, but I had the feeling he didn't really empathize with Zuko a lot of times, or at least in the scenes that we just watched, which could have made it hard for Zuko to really feel seen, because Iroh has done all this work on himself and has all this knowledge, and Zuko doesn't. So it would have maybe also helped Zuko to understand and process his feelings more and openly and talk about the feelings directly that he has, instead of focusing so much on the path beyond. But maybe Iroh has done this in the show and I just don't remember it properly anymore. Okay, let's see what Xenia wrote. I think I'm a violent, peaceful person. Sometimes I feel like I just want to punch people and throw things, but most times I'm just a little bit proud of making it that far and learning each day. I try to see the positive in everything and person, and to get away from things that are constantly bad for me. I have a few things I want to achieve, but I have become patient with me. Ooh, patience is a very important keyword. Being patient. Yeah, very important. I know I'm still at war with my bad side who sees everything negatively. It seems to be really strong. Sometimes it ties me to the bed and I'm feeling nothing or really sad without an apparent reason. But I've got a few tactics for this. I've heard about that feeling a lot. I also used to have it a little bit. But great that you figured out tactics for this. I'm usually not a fan of reaction content, but I'm really enjoying this conversation tonight. It was nice to hear so many different takes on things from everyone here. So thanks, everyone. Yeah, I agree. I agree. A little clappy clap. Not sure if you can hear it, but yeah, I enjoy the conversation very, very much. Thank you, Noxus. See you. Bye-bye. The greatest improvement I am having is to remain my temper if people treat me or the people around me bad. I can distance myself without letting things escalate. At least if I'm not getting attacked again because of my hair or my clothing. Yeah, I remember that situation, and even though it should be for granted, I'm really proud of me. Yes, very proud. Sounds great. I also would love to get an official diagnosis. I'm really considering that I could have something to do with ADHD. My friend sees it in me too, and yeah, it would be so nice to know what it definitely is and what I can do against it, and get eventually meds that help me to concentrate against my FOMO, my fear to lose someone and everything. Something that I want to point out, which Chris has told me after a recent therapy session, is because he brought up the potential for having ADHD, which is ADHS in English. He brought it up with his therapist, and his therapist was like, yeah, okay, we can do the test with you, but I just want to point out, and this is something that I didn't know, and of course she knows because she's a therapist. She was like, the symptoms of trauma, or like the late consequences of trauma, are very similar to the consequences and symptoms of ADHD patients. So you have to be careful to not mix up trauma and ADHD, because a lot of people that just show late symptoms and responses to trauma seem to danke für den Follow, Kinaji, seem to share the same symptoms, but then get wrongly diagnosed with ADHD and medicated for ADHD, while in reality, they are having unresolved trauma and should work on the trauma and maybe even get medicated regarding the trauma and the symptoms and the consequences. And I thought this was very interesting because it's really two completely different topics that we are talking about here. ADHD being more of like a genetic or biological or like more like a chronic illness topic, and trauma being something that has been dealt to you or that you have actively experienced and that did some active damage to you and your mental health. Of course, I'm not a therapist. This is not like a remote diagnose or anything. It's just something that I found to be very interesting and inspirational, because I also was I had 2 people in my friend group now that have diagnosed ADHD/autism, or like are on the autistic spectrum, and that sort of peer diagnosed me and were like, you might want to do a test and look into it. But since I also have a lot of trauma, it could be that the things they see in me, that they peer diagnose to be maybe connected to ADHD or autism, are in fact reactions to past trauma. And this is something that I am definitely going to discuss with my potential future therapist. So here, again, also the advice that everyone gives. If you can, speak with a professional about your struggles and get an individualized diagnosis for yourself, and talk about and find a therapist, if you can, that you're comfortable with. Not like the first solution that you're presented with. Of course, if you live like in the countryside, etc., it can be very difficult. But I'd rather... Would this be my advice? I think it would. I'd rather stick with no therapist or like an online therapist that suits my needs than an in-person therapist or a therapist in general, which actually harms me because I don't get along with them or I feel misunderstood by them. Because therapy is the place where you're supposed to heal and learn things about yourself, and where you're vulnerable. And you should not be in a vulnerable state and have the one person that is supposed to help you with one of your biggest struggles in your life, like misunderstand you, step on you, and re-traumatize you again and again, while others think that you are improving and you hope that you are improving while going to these sessions. So yeah, I think I would advise to preferably take no therapy compared to bad therapy. Individual cases might vary, but yeah, this is I believe my my verdict regarding this. So I really hope I get along with the therapist that I have been assigned. But if I don't match, I will just reach out to my health insurance and ask if there is anyone else. And if there isn't anyone else, I will bite the sour apple and I will pay for therapy myself. And I will then take the therapist that Chris is going to, because her approaches sound pretty great. And I would love to get therapy at her place, but she only takes like people that are that have like private insurance and not public insurance. Not sure if it's called that way. And I'm trying to get a suitable public insurance first, because of course it is a huge difference if you have to pay like $200 to $400 a month or $0 a month. That's a big difference. So yeah, maybe I can find a suitable public psychologist or like public therapy place before needing to pull the joker of private therapy. I had a psychiatrist who actively attacked me in the 2 sessions I had, but I was not having it and argued with her to a point where I actively broke up the session and asked for another psychiatrist. And the one I am having now is taking me seriously and I'm feeling much better now, even though the people are doctors. You do not need to endure defamation. Exactly. I mean, like I don't know what his name is, but like he said, therapists are also people. Even though they have like the same or like almost the same science background, they have different approaches and different perspectives. And because also a lot of, while one side of psychology is science and like schemes and patterns and everything, and educating people on things they might not know about how psychology works, it's also a lot of interpretation on side of the therapist, interpreting what they assume to be best for you and interpreting how they see and perceive you. So, and some can just be bad people or like very old with different, like, they can be convinced of different things and can, like, a therapist, if you struggle with feeling happy at the workplace, a therapist might be convinced that your problem is that you're lazy and he would like to push you and treat you regarding this, while another therapist accepts that you're struggling regarding this and wants to find out ways for you to reduce the things that are making you struggle, etc., etc., etc. You know the deal. And also, since therapists are just human, some of them can just be not good people. You know. There isn't like an emotional, an EQ test that says like, okay, only if you are compassionate and an empath, then you can work as a psychologist. There's no such thing. So yeah. Let's see. I wanted to read Evo's message from before. I'm a lot calmer and more peaceful than I was when I was like 13 to 16, but I still get pretty angry. I want to break things, but I stopped actually exploding and found different ways to let out my anger. Anger management can be very, very hard, I believe. I don't have much insight and experience here because anger is emotion that's absolutely not available to me. Like, I sometimes feel like real anger or like exploding is just not installed on my system. But also, this is also, of course, connected to my childhood because if I needed to be the quiet and working child that just was doing good, there was no place to be angry and stuff. So, yeah. Oh, I see. I just got an email that somebody did an order during my vegans link. Whoever it was, thank you very much. My therapist said maybe you're not lazy, but in survival mode, which is very energy draining. I heard a lot about survival mode, and I think it's a bit underrated, or like not many people know about it, that you can be in a state where you're like so overwhelmed or overtasked or like so busy with sorting things out that you're just trying to survive, and your brain and your emotions are in sort of like energy saving mode, like the way your phone behaves when you're running low on battery. But I have the feeling if you stay in survival mode for too long, it really wears down on your mental health. I would consider myself to be sort of in survival mode right now because of all the work that I'm doing and all the responsibilities that I'm having. And I'm struggling to get out of this survival mode because every time that I relax or like not work as hard, I feel like slacking off and being lazy and neglecting my responsibilities. So, and I believe this is my survival mode. This is my hamster wheel, you have to do everything and be productive all the time, every time mode, so that it's hard for me to just do nothing. I stopped doing nothing. Like, if I have a day off, I would never be able to do nothing the whole day and just sit around and play video games. But for now, I have accepted this because I try to find a balance. I listen to my body, and if my body is like, hey yo, we would like to be a little bit productive, maybe clean up the house or send some letters or do something for the stream, work on Element's Destiny, I do this as long as my body is fine with it. And as soon as my body is like, okay, no, we have worked the entire week now, this level of productivity is fine now, we have achieved a thing or few, and now we can game for the rest of the day, then I'm fine. I think intuition and listening to the body, this is something that is also generally quite underrated. Because also something Chris therapist says sometimes is your body is not fooling you. If you feel something out of nowhere, or if you are having an emotion, or you feel something inside your head, inside your body, inside wherever, your body is not fooling you. Your body is not making things up. Listen to what your body says, because your body is not restricting itself in feeling things it feels. If something makes your stomach turn, or your heart sting, or you feel uncomfortable physically because of something, a situation or something mentally and stuff, or if whatever, listen to that feeling. You literally can't feel wrong. It's always a sign. It always means something. Listen to it. Be mindful of it. Don't ignore it. It would really help. So I really try to listen to my body more. Not only regarding feelings, but also, am I hungry or not? If I am, I just eat. If I am not, then I don't. Do I want to do this right now? Same thing that I told Chris. If your body does not feel ready to stream and you question yourself, am I fit for streaming? I have the feeling that I am not. Don't do it. If you question if you should, like in the normal state. When I get up in the morning, most of the time I don't question if I'm going to work that day. Because I'm doing okay, I'm just working, I'm fine with working, all good. If there is a day when I wake up, I feel ass, and I wonder if I should work. Sometimes I'm waiting a few minutes to see if the energy is coming back to me. But if I feel really, really bad, and maybe I try working a thing or two, and I really realize, listen, I can't explain why. I'm not necessarily sick. I slept okay. I don't know. I'm just feeling really bad today. I accept this and I say, okay, taking 1 day off will not kill me, and then I call in sick, and then I take my time. I'm not sitting at my PC that day, then I crawl into bed, I try to sleep a lot, take a lot of naps, and then I just take my time, and normally the next day I'm feeling better again. But yeah, listen to your bodies, people. Listen to them. I'm realizing my brain is turning into mush, so I might need some sleep. I've liked the stream very much. Thanks to all for making this a safe place. Good night and sleep well. Sleep well, Xenia. Sleep well. This is, by the way, something that I had on my streams idea list for a very, very, very long time. I always wanted to do some sort of therapy format, like a format in which we could talk about topics like this. But it always felt wrong to just like start a just chatting screen and be like, okay guys, let's talk about our feelings today and I will tell you what I think is correct. It felt a little bit pretentious to me to just start it out of nowhere. But this channel recommendation that you gave me was very, very good. Because I think we had some very good thoughts today that we exchanged. Doesn't necessarily mean, by the way, that we are going to do all of these streams in English. We can do some of them in German as well, which of course helps me in phrasing what I think more easily. Weston, thanks for the follow. Danke für den follow. So, yeah. But I really enjoy this. I always wanted to do something like this, to just talk about mental health more and perspective on life and everything. And I really have a good vibe. I think we're having a good vibe here. We are very accepting. We are not overly... we don't have like toxic positivity going on and everything. Just like grown-ups talking with each other about not being okay sometimes. I'm still debating with myself finding a therapist and pay it myself, or waiting another year and do it with my health insurance. With my health insurance right now, I would most likely get fired by my work because of the medical investigation. Oh yeah, I remember a clip from like Yoko and Class, or like some clip where Class was being told that you can't have therapy if you're a teacher or something. And he was totally shocked because that is super unhealthy. Yeah, I remember. Oh God. Oh, that sucks so bad. That's so bad. Oh, Jesus. For teachers, people in offices and so on. That's like so outdated. Oh my God. But if you would get therapy and pay it privately, and it's sort of being more like coaching, like life coaching than therapy, even though it would still be therapy, but just paid privately, that would not risk your position, right? Man. These are the things where I get riled up and angry, because I have the feeling that this is so outdated and unfair. But yeah, sure, because over your health insurance, then they would know. Man, this sucks so bad. If I was in your shoes, I would lean into private insurance. Or no, not private insurance, but paying it privately. And then maybe you can like go once a month or like twice every month to be able to handle the cost more, or find maybe a way to pay your private therapist in what's it called, rates, like in smaller bits. Man, what an ass situation. I don't know what to say. I've only lurked for about an hour or so, but I really, really do enjoy your streams in which these topics are given room. Made my evening so much better after 2 very tiring weeks at work. Oh my God, thank you. Ah, I'm getting a little teary-eyed at your message. That's so nice to hear. I'm not sure if there are like many streams that take time to talk about things like this, or like VTubers that also do like gaming content and stuff. Because I fear, I mean, there are VTubers that do deep talk, but I have the feeling a lot of people might be afraid into, one, opening up, and two, maybe allowing negativity in their space, because a lot of these topics are, of course, a little bit sad or connected to negativity. So some people might not want this in their streams and stuff, but I think it can have a very positive outcome and can be a very positive environment if people are just understanding with each other and share their experiences. Because in the end, what this is also supposed to do is making you feel not alone. I want to show you guys that you are not alone. One, because there are other people in the chat that feel just like you. And two, because even I am feeling that way. Or like, even I am not okay sometimes. Even though I am your streamer and I'm supposed to make you feel happy and everything. Yada, yada, yada. But, I read your irresponsible message, Rex, but I ignored it on purpose. I really like that you're honest with this everything, showing your real life and not something. I am super positive, always. I am so perfect, if you understand what I mean. This stream helps really much. Yeah, I think this is basically what I try to say. And yeah, also what Yuna says might also be the case, that people, of course, might not want to get too personal and share too much about themselves with it, which is totally fine. I mean, people can treat their personal life, especially if they are a streamer and entertainer, however they want, and can show. They can decide how deep they want to go, definitely. But I'm not sure if this is a common belief that entertainers are supposed to be just funny or just have their entertainer persona or whatever. But I believe this is also my general approach to streaming in general. Like, I want to be approachable, not because it's an interesting trait, and this is what streaming on Twitch is about, like having approachable people that you can connect with. This is the core of my online identity. I want to be comfortable. I want to be approachable. I want to be sort of like a community mom, but more like a community big sister, if that makes sense. Like somebody you can trust, you can come to, you can have fun with, that sometimes has useful advice, and that just makes you feel good without questioning yourself. Does that make sense? I'm not sure if I'm rambling. And I also, because I think that talking about your feelings and showing that you're not perfect and de-influencing people is very helpful. I never once felt pulled down or sad about the topics, because the way you are talking about it is so cautious, and that's a great skill. Ah, thank you. Yeah, being cautious about sensitive topics is what I try to do. One, because I don't want to step on somebody's toes or make them feel being treated unfairly. And I want to understand everyone, which is why if somebody is not treating me cautiously when I'm treating them cautiously, that I get irritated, like explained before. You are our streamer, but that doesn't mean you should ignore your feelings and be always happy. Yeah, true. And I've tried to engage that thought more often. I had a talk with Kai, with Wurstpeter, on the ride back from the VTuber meetup. We were in the car. I was rambling a lot that day. I was talking so much to him, and I shared a lot of my feelings. And I was in the car with him. I was looking out of the window, and I was like, Kai, sometimes I have the feeling that, especially on my Twitter, I don't really have a personality anymore. And he was like, what do you mean? And I was like, because on my Twitter, it's just posts, I try to be like cautious and positive, and on my Twitter I'm very aware of what I want to post, and if the posts that I'm posting are causing positive reactions in the people that read them, and therefore people like them, of course, like not physically like them by clicking on the like button, but liking them actually. And I was like, in the past, like in my past, like 10 years ago or something, I used to be way more toxic and negative and used to be way more opinionated on my social media. I got into beefs with people and everything. And I stopped doing that entirely. And I don't really share opinions on my Twitter, like to stuff that I think is like negative and not helpful. But I wonder if this approach of like mainly posting my streamer related stuff, food, cat pics and positive stuff causes me to have a sort of washed personality online and not that much depth to my character, like Tiefe, I mean, in German. Not sure if you can follow me. Because, of course, people that stand up for something, they are considered to have, of course, a complex character and to fight for something and everything. And I have the feeling that my profile, or like the way I show myself online, especially on my Twitter, can get shallow sometimes. Because it's mainly about my stream and the things I enjoy and funny situations that are happening and the things I do and retweeting or posting about games that I like. But even when I post about games that I like Honkai Star Rail, for example, I would never post like too much about a specific game that I like because I don't want to take too much space in the people's timeline. I don't want to flood people with a topic that might not interest them, like a game that might not interest them. So I tend to not talk too much about it. Like I would do like one unhinged or stupid Honkai tweet, but then I would call it a day to not annoy anyone. But I know that like pictures of food and especially pets and funny stuff, that it goes easy for everyone. But then while I was rambling, and Kai, he understood my feelings and what I was talking about. And also now that I think about it, maybe that's also my approach because the internet tends to be quite toxic and sad and bad for a lot of people. That I specifically do not want this on my profile, and this is the depth of my character. Again, Tiefe. Not the depth, but the depth. Maybe this is what my character is about. Being a contrast to what Twitter can be at dark times. Not death. Death. This one. This is maybe the contrast that I want to be. I want to be a comfy and understanding space online. And especially on Twitter, because a lot of the times Twitter is not a healthy space. And so I think... I know I wanted to tease you. Okay. So I think I might be overthinking this. Because the way I treat my social media profiles is very intuition-based. And I kind of found my way about what I want to post. I'm just sometimes reflecting on myself. And, yeah. I understand what you mean, but I really enjoy your Twitter. It's funny, relatable, and comfy. While your streams, of course, go much deeper and you can talk about opinions and topics and conversations with the chat without attracting the beefy side which Twitter has. Oh, let me drink something real quick. I'm getting a scratchy throat. Yeah, that's basically the goal that I want to achieve. And if I can get that with the way I am treating my Twitter, then basically that's what I want. I mean, over the course of this whole conversation with Kai, I didn't really ask myself what I want from my Twitter. And now that I think about it, and the way you guys describe it, that's actually exactly what I want from this platform or from any platform. So I don't think I need to change much. And also, this is like my public social media, not my diary. Just because I'm not writing all my opinions on this hellhole of a platform doesn't mean that I don't have these thoughts. Or like other people think that I don't have these thoughts. I think I'm doing very good in not sharing every little grain of nasty thought I have or like irrelevant opinion that nobody wants to read on the sell side. Because I always think, I mean, I can understand what other VTubers mean when they are like frustrated or tweeting frustrated things about their reach, their numbers, whatever, their work. I don't know. But I always am like, okay, the person that is reading this tweet appeared on their timeline either because they are following me or because the almighty algorithm recommended me to them, that way around. And it's taking a space in their timeline. And I want this space to be worth the time that the person spends reading this shit. And I don't want to make them feel bad. And this is basically why I'm tweeting or what I'm tweeting about. I want to make people laugh and feel positive and everything. Because at that moment that somebody... I'm taking precious lifetime from the people when they read my tweets. And I want this lifetime to be worth it. That doesn't mean that I spend like half an hour thinking about every post that I do. For it to be worth the while. But I just wanted to cause ideally good feelings. But yeah, that's basically my thoughts on all of this. Man, we really didn't manage to do another video today. I'm so sorry, but I was taking so much time in talking before the stream, and now we have taken so much time into talking about this video. And it couldn't have been a better start into reacting to this channel or reacting in general, because the Iroh video was so... I relate to Iroh so much, and it was so great to talk about these things. It fit very, very well, and I'm really looking forward to maybe other videos that we are reacting to by either this channel or other channels. Very, very hyped. Oh god, my my voice is starting to struggle. So it better be that we finish for today, so that we are able to stream tomorrow. You had a lot of great things to say. Oh, thank you, Redman. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed today's stream, especially because, of course, it might not be a Zelda stream, but it was very important to me to have one stream for you and for the people who prefer English. Yeah. Don't die. I'm trying not to. That was great. Really liked the video. Yeah, me too. Me too. Me too. I hope you also were able to understand everything that I say. I mean, even though I am quite confident in English, of course, since it's not my mother tongue, I cannot phrase everything that perfectly or the way that I would have in German, but I'm just trying my best. Okay, I want to read the message by Sora. I hate that social media has so much beef and discussions all the time. I was really into the author and writing community 1 or 2 years ago, and it was so exhausting because there was all the time something that went wrong. So many misunderstandings. I try to get it out of my timeline because I just love enjoying art, funny stuff, pets, stuff that inspires me. Yeah, I also started muting a lot of hashtags and topics. to tell Twitter what I want to see and what I don't want to see. And it kind of works, which I'm happy about. But yeah, I always think fighting on the internet has no purpose. It just stirs negativity and aggression. And I have never seen like one situation where people were fighting with each other and at one point somebody said, you know what, actually, you're right, let's shake hands. That never happened. So yeah, don't fight online. It's no use. Thank you for opening up and talking about so much stuff with us. Really loved the stream today. It inspires me and calmed me down myself so much. I'm so glad, guys. I'm so happy. That's so great for me to know. So great for me to know, because this is exactly what I wanted when I had the idea for a format like this, and then you came up with this channel. And yeah, I always like when I can just entertain you with doing funny stuff like Infinite Fusion. But if we can have streams like this that help you on another level, that always makes me happy. All right. I mean, we are practicing English all together in here. Isn't that nice? Because outside of school, there are sometimes not many situations where we can practice our English. So isn't that nice? All right, let me switch the scene. Oh, sorry, it's the day background. Sorry for lasering your eyes. Let me switch to the night one so that I can look for somebody that we can raid. Not sure who is... Silence. Who is still awake at this ungodly hour. Let's see. Let's raid Shekai, because they are also a tomboy and they are also streaming in English, and I like their design a lot. I'm not sure if we have raided them before, but I think it's a good idea. I think the vibe might match a lot. Let's come up with a raid message. Tomboy support raid by Tomboy Veggie Imp Gang. A lot of words. But there you have your raid message. Because their title is Twitch Hates Tomboys, and I identify myself to be a tomboy as well. So all power to the tomboys. Alright. Alright, off to bed everyone. Get some good rest. Tackle the beginning of the week tomorrow as well as you did today, with some newfound power with this stream. I wish you a good night. See you tomorrow when we play Infinite Fusion. And talk to you soon.
See ya. Thanks for the stream. I had so much fun. Bye-bye.